And good morning, and welcome to the inauguration of Guy Hunt. I'm Bob Howell, along with Bob Ingram, and Bob, it is a nippy day in downtown Montgomery.
It's a nippy day, but it doesn't look like rain, so that we can stand the cold.
You know, we were just talking a few moments ago here in our broadcast booth about what we're going to be seeing today. We're going to take you through the entire day, if you will, here at the state capitol. As we go through the swearing-in ceremony of the constitutional officers, which of course includes Guy Hunt. And then we will be here for all of the parade, and that means all 104 units. We will be here for the duration. And Bob, you've had a chance to look over the parade units. Understand that Cullman is well represented
Cullman
today.
County, as it should be. Of course, we have a governor and a lieutenant governor today, Bob, being inaugurated from the same county. Someone called me last week, has this got to be a first? And I said, you've got a short memory. We had two from Barber County in the 70s, Jerry Beasley and George Wallace, governor and lieutenant governor. But Cullman County is well represented today. Of course, the lead unit, appropriately, will be the Holly Pond High School green and white Bronco Band, I believe it's called.
That's right.
But that's his hometown, the governor's hometown, and it's going to be a great parade.
Well, we know also that you can see the crowd now is continuing to filter in. The ceremony itself had been scheduled to start at 10 o'clock, but as things go, the best laid plans of mice and men, as they say.
Yes,
we're running a little bit behind schedule today, but if you would, bring us up to speed, Bob, on who we'll see as far as the oath-taking is concerned today.
Well, of course, you know, it's interesting to me that Governor Hunt has asked a Democrat, the Chief Justice, Bo Torbert, to swear him in. As you'll remember, in past inaugurations, on occasions, the governor would use a personal friend. George Wallace used his brother, I believe, the last time, Judge Jack Wallace. I really expected Governor Hunt perhaps to turn to a Republican judge to do this because he is a Republican, but he has asked the Chief Justice, certainly an appropriate person to do this, to administer the oath, albeit a Democrat. I'm watching up here on the stand. He is surrounded by Democrats, as he well knows. Most of the people up there today, of course, are members of the Democratic Party.
There's a prominent Republican, as you can see, Congressman Bill Dickinson from the 2nd District. And a few moments ago, I noticed that U.S. Senator Howell Heflin is here. We had dinner last night with some of the representatives of Senator Heflin's office. And there he is. And as you can see, everybody is dressing very warm.
Yes, I've seen a few people out here without top coats and ladies with no coats on, and they're going to pay the price, I suspect. It is cool. The wind is making it a little more unpleasant.
There's John Grenier, of course, who is the executive assistant to incoming Governor Guy Hunt. It's been a tremendous undertaking to coordinate all of this. There's the Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Chief Justice Bo Torbert.
And I believe that's Almert McDonald right behind him, who was unopposed, unopposed to be elected to statewide office, re-elected last June in November, Commissioner of Agriculture, of course.
And also his son is going to be working in the Guy Hunt administration.
Yes, that's correct.
And Jimmy Clark, the incoming House Speaker, as you can see, and
Ron DeGraffenreid, the President Pro Tem
of the
left.
Senate, yes, and
one of the celebrated, much talked about, much written about second-generation political figures. Two of them are making big moves today, of course. George Jr., George Wallace Jr., Jim Folsom Jr. Perhaps someday Ron DeGraffenreid Jr. will be making a mark on the state level.
Jan Cook, who will be sworn in as state auditor. And
like Albert, I believe, was she not unopposed this time?
She was opposed.
She was opposed, not in November. She was unopposed in November, I believe.
Right. Jan Cook also today will be sworn in by her grandparents. Mrs. Grace Cook from down in South Alabama, and also her other grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. George Reeves. And this is going to be quite a moment for her as far as bringing the family together here in Montgomery to participate.
I've got to talk about the weather again, Bob. After yesterday, those of you who live in Montgomery well know, and I think all over most of South Alabama, just a torrential downpour. And I was, at my age with the creaky bones, I was worried about this rain, but I'm reminded of that great story with going to the sports world, Lee Trevino, when he chipped in off the 18th 10 years ago to win the British Open against Jack Nicklaus. He held his club to the heavens and says, that proves God is a Mexican. I think today God must be a Republican. I don't know.
Or either he's from Holly Pond.
Or Holly Pond, one or the other.
Well, I know that yesterday when we were setting up down here for this coverage, we were literally seeing our technical people string cable in running water
Yes.
going down Dexter Avenue.
Of course, I believe our weather people said it rained about 2.5 inches yesterday, just a downpour, but it's going to be a lovely day, other than it'll be a little cold.
And former Governor John Patterson on the reviewing stand there.
Yes. He can remember how cold it was the day he was inaugurated and then 1963, and that was
the worst.
That was the worst. I think the high that day was 28. And we had some young ladies, majorettes, who had to be hospitalized and had to be treated by doctors. It was that cold. They should have canceled the parade.
I was here in the parade in 1963.
Now you're being smart. That was about the 6th I'd covered, so thank you.
That's George Wallace Jr., of course, the incoming state treasurer, who will be sworn in by his father.
Yes.
And again, that is another historical note, if you will, for today's proceeding. We also have another returning political figure, in the sense that Don Siegelman is coming back into office, but
yes,
this time as Attorney General.
Attorney General, another comer, as we say in state politics. A lot of speculation that what the future might hold for him, along with the juniors, Folsom and Wallace, and a few others. But it's an historic day in so many ways. We've beaten that expression to death, but it truly is a remarkable day, with the juniors being inaugurated for the first time, a Republican for the first time in more than a century.
There's Mayor Emery Falmer, the Republican mayor, as you can see a moment ago.
And he is no doubt saying what might have been. He ran 4 years ago for governor, the wrong time, obviously. Who knows what might have happened had he been on the ballot this time.
We had a burst of applause there, and I do believe that is for the singing group Alabama. And they're making their way. As a matter of fact, there go our programs right there, Bob Ingram. We were just commenting a moment ago that we're still in the midst of... we understand that Alabama will be singing the national anthem to begin today's ceremonies. They're making their way up on the reviewing stand now. You know, you got to hand it to the group Alabama. They have really, really been very loyal to this state. And I say that literally and figuratively. Anytime there's ever been a public service need, these people have been right on the money. They've come back, they've entertained, they have performed time after time for the state of Alabama, and they've never forgotten their roots at Fort Payne, Alabama. As you can see, crowd bundled up. Everybody came, and almost everybody came in appropriate gear. If you got out earlier today, perhaps there was a false sense of security in the sense that the weather was not quite as bitterly cold as it has turned off now. The sequence of events is now officially known.
It's finally here. It's right off the press. The ink is still wet, Bob. The master of ceremonies will be Joe Langston, and then we will have the invocation by the Reverend John Thomas Porter of the 6th Avenue Baptist Church of Birmingham. Then, as you have already said, the musical group, the Superstars, Alabama, will sing the national anthem, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and then the administering of the oath of offices of various constitutional officers.
And we have the who's who of elected officers, starting with the State Board of Education, and of course working up through Governor-elect Guy Hunt, who as of midnight tonight, or 12:01, will become governor.
Become the governor of Alabama.
Guy Hunt.
The first order will be the administration of the oath of office to the members of the school board. We keep talking about second generations. The first one to receive it will be John Tyson, Jr., whose father was a distinguished member of the legislature, and who, of course, has served, young John has served on the board for one term. Stedman Sheila, you got to be a football hero to make it sometimes in politics.
That's right.
He's from down your neck of the woods, I believe.
Right. Absolutely.
Followed by the PSC, and then all of the constitutional officers will be sworn in, and then, of course, lastly, Guy Hunt as the new governor of Alabama.
I see that Bo Torbert is going to do the majority of the swearing-in ceremonies. John Patterson will be administering the oath for Charles Martin, who's coming in on the Public Service Commission, and also Jamel Folsom. That is, Jim Folsom's mom is going to be administering the oath for the lieutenant governor.
I think that's awfully nice. Jamel is one of the great first ladies of my lifetime, a lovely lady. I understand Jim's Jr.'s father, Governor Folsom, is unable to be here today. And later in the day, he will be honored, and how great it will be. The new administration building, not the new administration building, will be named in his honor, and how appropriate that is. It's an oversight that he has not been recognized in that manner before. Quite a guy.
He set the pace for a lot of politicians to follow.
He certainly did. I just, as you know, he's one of my favorites. He's a remarkable man.
There's never been another one like him.
Never another one like him.
It's a pity that Big Jim never let you know how he stood on an issue.
Yes, it is.
I can remember seeing Big Jim Folsom on the old Tom Snyder's program.
Yes.
On NBC, and I can remember he was talking about his favorite topic in the latter days after he had left office, and of course, one man, one vote. We heard that
yes.
resounding...
had strong feelings about lawyers, too. He thought lawyers should be kept out of the legislature, and if I say that loudly, some of the crowd might say amen. I don't know.
You know, you and I were remarking also a few moments ago, looking out into the crowd, that there are a lot of new faces, literally and figuratively.
Not only in the crowd, these people are not from around here. These are North Alabamians. But the appointments by Governor Hunt in the past, I have known I've been around so long, I've known practically everybody who's appointed. I can honestly say I know personally only, I think, 3 or 4 of the new cabinet members. I don't know who these people are. It'll be interesting to get to know them and watch them in action.
I noticed that apparently the Hunt administration has leanings toward real estate. I've noticed that a lot of people...
Yes, a lot of those. Of course, we know John Grenier, who goes way back. He was the whiz kid of the Republican movement in the late 50s, early 60s. Robin Swift, because of his father, and also he's a very prominent businessman. I was amused when Tandy Little of Montgomery was appointed ABC administrator. He has outlived his celebrity. It wasn't even mentioned that Tandy was the first Republican elected to the legislature from Montgomery since the Reconstruction back in 1962, and the people covering it today are so young, they didn't even know that. They just said he was a real estate man. Actually, he was in the electrical contracting business, but Tandy was elected in 62, beat Bubba Bailey, and this was not in the Goldwater suite. This was 2 years ahead of it, but he was the first Republican elected from Montgomery to the legislature. And now he's coming back after all those years as ABC administrator. But other than those 3, the rest of them I look forward to meeting.
That's right. I had a chance to chat with a few of the cabinet members, incoming Colonel Tom Wells,
right,
who will be heading the Public Safety Department, the state troopers. Quite an extensive background with the federal government.
Yes.
And comes highly recommended. He is one of several cabinet appointees who have come from out of state.
Yes.
And the Hunt administration has been perhaps taking a little heat for going out of state.
Little criticism of that. His defense is that he's going for the best people, regardless of where they're from. So he has indeed taken a prison commissioner from Mississippi, a docks director from Louisiana, to mention 2 that I'm aware of, from out of state. And the sun has come out, and I restate what I said earlier. On today, God is a Republican.
For the moment.
For the moment.
For the moment, anyway. But if you're just joining us, we are actually waiting for the ceremonies to begin here. We had, hoped and had scheduled a 10 o'clock starting time for today's ceremonies, but of course that is not happening right now. There have been several delays as far as getting the people here to the platform and to get things
I'm sure some of our yellow dog Democrat types will say this is a typical Republican. They're older, slow, and, running a little late. That would be unfair. I don't know what the holdup is, but we've got lots and lots of units to share with you. Maxwell Air Force Band will be actually beginning the parade, and then we'll see everybody. I noticed that Geneva County is well represented. Oh, yes.
The all-county band is going to be here.
Well, since you've made your home county, Cherokee County is observing, or has just completed the observation of its sesquicentennial, and that's my home county, Center Alabama, and they will have a float calling attention to 150 years.
Yes. And what was this about the crappie? We were talking about...
Well, they misspelled crappie in the program, but that's all right. What do we know in center? We can catch them. We don't know how to spell it, though.
Well, no, yeah, as opposed to
Bob, I've told this story before at other inaugurations, but while we're filling here, I saw Ed Bridges of the Department of Archives and History earlier this morning bringing the Bible over, which will be used for the swearing in. The Bible was bought in 1852 for the inauguration of Governor Winston, who the first native-born Alabamian to be elected governor, and has been used by all the governors since. It was used by Jefferson Davis in 1861, and our late great friend Milo Howard. It used to just drive him up a wall. He was such a purist from a historical standpoint. But we began to call it the Jefferson Davis Bible, and oh, it just drove him up a wall. It is not the Jefferson Davis Bible, he would insist. It's the state Bible. It was bought for $10 from a man named George Montague, and as I say, it's been used by every governor, save one, since 1852. Governor Sanford, William J. Sanford, 1900, was gravely ill, terminally ill as it turned out to be, and he was sworn in his deathbed in Opelika, and the Bible was not used for that. Governor Lurleen used her own Bible, but she placed it inside the state Bible, and that same 136-year-old Bible will be used again today.
And it is always turned to the same
Isaiah.
scripture.
I wrote it down to be sure. It's Isaiah, the 9th chapter, verse 6, and some of our Bible students will know that that is probably the best known of the Old Testament messianic prophecies, and I can't quote it. I'll read it to you. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. That's the key phrase.
Right.
And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. It's always open to that particular scripture, Isaiah 9:6. And again, but simply because of the reference to the government being upon his shoulder. But it's been as I say, it is the state Bible. It's kept under glass at the Department of Archives and History and brought out only once every 4 years for this occasion.
I believe the motorcade bringing the dignitaries is making its way down Bainbridge. Of course, that is the street that goes right in front of the state capitol. Let's take a look and see what's happening with the arrival of the dignitaries. We'll spot them for you as they come out. Of course, this is the first inauguration for a Republican since, what, 1874?
Well, the inauguration would be 1872. He was asked, his term ended in 74. It's been a long time. I did not cover it, no. I was on another beat.
Well, let's see, the black van pulling up first with the security people, followed by three sedans. I assume this is Governor Wallace that is probably in the lead vehicle here, who will be taken up onto the podium.
Has to be a sad day for Governor Wallace. I mean,
waiting to see, we can't make out from here who is in the rest of the vehicles there. I assume that some of the family members will be with the governor. And security extremely tight here. We've been working for the last couple of weeks with members of the Capitol Police Corps, if you will, the Capitol Troopers, and also with the Alabama State Troopers. This area has been secured for some time. They even brought the bomb dogs through, and they've secured all of the surrounding buildings. And in fact, they had the bomb dog sniffing around this morning about 8 o'clock around the podium, and everything has been cleared and secured. Of course, Jim Folsom Jr. now, as you can see, making his way. No problem with security as far as the city of Montgomery goes, with the Republican mayor, and
he's been very much in evidence this morning. It's a big day for him as chairman of the Republican Party. And there's Governor Wallace saluting, a familiar salute that he gives to his supporters. This is old hat for Governor Wallace. He has been here 4 times with his wife 1 time, and then, of course, he's been present on several others.
That's right. He will take his position to the right, if tradition holds, to the right side of the incoming governor. And standing ovation.
Certainly.
State Trooper motorcycle unit. That's a rarity these days.
Yes.
They started on them, but you don't see them driving it that much now. And let's see, the next car, of course, there is Guy Hutz.
And a roar from the crowd. Governor Wallace waving to us, Bob.
Alabama bound. Governor Wallace.
Yes.
John Siegelman. There's Mrs. Hunt.
Mrs. Hunt.
Well, an awfully young baby also on the platform there.
That's the Siegelman baby, I believe.
Yeah. Looks very dapper with his little beanie on there. The rest of the car is obviously with security and other members of the detail. And one would think perhaps we're not too far away from starting now.
Yes, I believe so.
About
you know, Bob, in the past, on occasions, it's been more formal. The black tie or even tails for the inauguration. I remember a vivid picture of little George Jr. with his top hat. You remember that particular inauguration?
Sure
I'm glad they chose more sensible to wear today, attire.
A lot of youngsters that are on the platform also that will remember this for a long, long time,
yes.
I'm sure. But the bleachers that are along Bainbridge, most of them are filled on our side here.
Yes.
A lot of the people I talked to earlier this morning said that their seats were in the bleachers far up and down Bainbridge, and they said they were just going to come stand down here, and they wanted to make sure that they had plenty of access for the people.
I'm sure most of our viewers realize the Capitol building has been closed for some months. It's undergoing a very major renovation at a considerable expense. They might have seen the fence around the building.
But it's down behind the platform today.
Yes.
That's one of the things that we I'm actually looking for Joe Langston now, and once we see Joe in place, I'm sure that we can anticipate the beginning of the ceremony. This is, you know, I have to remark that this has to be a very big day for a lot of Republicans who never thought they would be here today.
Never thought they would see
They would be watching this on television, more than likely.
We did not mention, I see Mrs. Jim Folsom Sr., Jamel, there with her son, and what a proud moment it's got to be for the mama.
Sure has. Well, there's Marcia and Megan Folsom also on the platform. Mrs. Jim Folsom Jr. Notice some of the people are breaking out the chapstick and the lip balm. It's got to be brisk on that side of the street.
Jim Jr. doesn't look too comfortable standing there. Wind blown.
It is, as you can see, quite cool. But this is a tradition, cold weather.
Oh, it's always been cold. And, you know, I remember the 55 inauguration, Jim Folsom's second administration. The forecast called for a downpour. And, again, higher powers intervened, and Jim came out to speak, and he said, well, them old lying newspapers said it was going to rain. Well, it clouded up, but it didn't rain, and it didn't. And it was, for some reason, it passed us by.
Well, I think it's only fitting that we made it by the rain. This is great. We were really concerned. I checked with the weather department about every hour. They were ready to ask us to leave the weather department. Well, let's go right now to the podium, Joe Langston, to begin today's ceremony.
Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And a very warm welcome on this cool but great day in Montgomery, Alabama. Welcome to the inauguration of the next governor of our state. This is an historic day, a banner day for the Republican Party, a proud day for all Alabamians. This is the state's 54th inaugural ceremony. And Governor-elect Guy Hunt, of course, will become the first Republican governor since 1874. We certainly wish Governor and Mrs. Wallace Godspeed as he leaves office after serving an unprecedented fourth term as governor. And I know your thoughts and prayers are with Governor-elect Hunt and his family as he takes over the reins of our state government and prepares to lead us on with optimism and confidence toward the 21st century. May this truly be a new day, a new beginning for the state of Alabama. For the invocation, we call upon the pastor of the 6th Avenue Baptist Church of Birmingham, the Reverend John Thomas Porter. Reverend Porter.
I asked the man who stood at the gate of the new year, give me a light that I may tread safely into the unknown. And he said to me, put your hand in the hand of God, and it will be for you better than a light and safer than a known way. Let us pray. Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, mighty God, we gather today with hearts overflowing with thanksgiving, for thou hast given to us a great nation, a great state, yea, a great people. And we come to this place once again at the beginning of a 4-year term to ask your presence with us and to pray your divine blessings upon those who will take office this day to lead this great state to higher heights. We pray special prayers for Governor Guy Hunt and for Lieutenant Governor Folsom as they take the leadership and lead us to greater heights in this day in which we live. We pray the prayer of Solomon, that you will give to them and to those who make up the government of this state wisdom and understanding. We pray your divine blessings upon Governor Wallace, his health and his well-being. Bless us this day with your presence, and we ask it in the name of thy Son, Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Porter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. We will hear it first sung a cappella, and then under the direction of Commander Rush Gavin, the Alabama National Guard Band will play the Star-Spangled Banner, and we hope you will then join in singing it. We're very honored to have with us today to give us their rendition of our national anthem, Randy Owen, Jeff Cook, Teddy Gentry, Mark Herndon. From Fort Payne, the group Alabama.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now again, the Alabama National Guard Band, led by Commander Rush Gavin. They play now our state song. And now to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, we call upon two lovely young ladies. They're both South Central Alabama Girl Scout Council 1987 Gold Award recipients, Amy Easton and Cindy Ballas.
Please join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now we begin our swearing-in ceremonies. And taking their oaths of office first will be members of the State Board of Education. The Honorable John M. Tyson, Jr., the Honorable Stedman Shealy, Jr., the Honorable Isabel Thomason, the Honorable Ethel H. Hall, the Honorable Willie J. Paul, Honorable Spencer Backus, the Honorable Victor P. Poole, the Honorable Evelyn Pratt. They will be sworn in by the Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, C.C. Torber, Jr.
As you can see, Bob Ingram, they're, I don't guess it will be, are they going to put hands on all 7 hands?
I don't believe they can all manage that.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me the oath of office. I state your name. Solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I consider a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
and that I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter
upon which I am about to enter,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
I inadvertently said 7 hands. It should have been 8.
Yes.
For the 8
I
members.
don't believe, I don't see Evan Pratt in the crowd.
Yeah.
From Huntsville. Backus and Shealy and Willie Paul,
Tyson having a chance to speak to Governor Wallace.
Taking his oath of office, as Commissioner of the Alabama Public Service Commission, the Honorable Len Greer. This oath, too, will be administered by Chief Justice Torber.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Len Greer, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
and that I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter,
upon which I am about to enter,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
That is an oath that we will get used to hearing in the
Yes.
next 49 minutes.
and a light, both the young babies have been departed the scene.
The one that belonged to Jefferson Davis, used when he was sworn in as President of the Confederacy. Taking his oath of office now as Commissioner of the Alabama Public Service Commission is the Honorable Charles Martin, and he will be sworn in by former Governor John Patterson.
Charles, would you place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Charles Martin,
I, Charles B. Martin,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
so long as I am a citizen thereof,
so long as I am a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office
I will faithfully perform the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter,
which I am about to enter,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
As you notice, there are no remarks by any of the Public Service Commission or education officers. The remarks will come later, and from the three, the final three, that'll be Don Siegel and Jim Paulson.
First time that the Board of Education members have been sworn in like this, inaugurated.
Agriculture and Industries. And he will be sworn in by the Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Judge Torbert.
Albert, if you will place your left hand upon the Bible, your right hand upwards, and repeat after me the oath of office. I, Albert McDonald, solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Alabama, so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully and honestly discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter, to the best of my ability, so help me God. Congratulations. Chair.
And I believe that Jan Cook is next.
Taking the oath of office now, the State Auditor, the Honorable Jan Cook.
Judge, I have three grandsons.
Jane, if you will place your left hand upon the Bible, your right hand upwards, and repeat after me. I, Jan Cook, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Alabama, so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully and honestly discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter, to the best of my ability, so help me God. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
And that is Jan Cook, who carried every county and every box in every county in the general election. And we move now to the Secretary of State, Glenn Browder.
Perhaps the biggest surprise of the year,
Yeah.
last year election. No one gave him a shot at all, and he defeated, of course, Laurie Gunner in just an astonishing upset.
To take the office of Secretary of State, we present now the Honorable Glenn Browder, and he too will take the oath from Chief Justice Torbert.
Glenn Blair, if you will put your left hand upon the Bible and your right hand upward and repeat with me the oath of office. I, Glenn Browder, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
and that I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter, to the best of my ability, so help me God. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, I haven't done any research on this, but he may be the first college professor to be elected to state office. He was a political science professor at Jacksonville State. Academicians are making their move, I guess.
We present now to take the oath of office as the State Treasurer, the Honorable George Wallace, Jr. The Bible being used by George Wallace, Jr. is the same Bible used at the swearing-in of Governor Lurleen Wallace, and also is the Bible of his two sons. He will be sworn in by a man who's had more influence on the state's politics than any man in its history, the Honorable George C. Wallace, Sr., Governor of the state of Alabama.
Son, place your left hand on the Bible and you raise your right hand. And repeat after me. I, George Corley Wallace, Jr.
I, George Corley Wallace, Jr.
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Alabama,
and the Constitution of the state of Alabama,
as so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and honestly
and honestly
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter,
upon which I am about to enter,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Quite a historic moment there. Another one
Very.
that we can add to the list today.
A very historic moment. And I remember when he was born, as well as Jim Jr.
That's right.
Vacating the office of Secretary of State to become the Attorney General of Alabama, we present now the Honorable Don Siegelman to be sworn in by Chief Justice Torpin.
Don Siegelman, if you will place your left hand upon the Bible and your right hand forward, pointing to the heaven, and repeat after me the oath of office. I, Don Siegelman,
I, Don Siegelman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Alabama,
and the Constitution of the state of Alabama,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
and that I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter,
upon which I am about to enter,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations to you.
Again, one of the three speeches that will be
Yes.
made today will be made by Don Siegelman.
Mr. Chief Justice, thank you for administering the oath of office. Today, while we end a great and colorful chapter in Alabama's political history and pay tribute to you, Governor Wallace, we are here officially to commence the chronicle of a new era, one built upon the strong contributions of those made by public officials who have gone before us, one of new ideas, fresh energy, and a renewed commitment to public service. Governor Hunt, Governor Wallace, members of the judiciary, Speaker of the House, Mr. Clark, Lieutenant Governor Jim Folsom Jr., my fellow constitutional officers, my distinguished friends in the House and Senate, and honored guests. By your presence today, I'm reminded of a quotation of a famous American president. Teddy Roosevelt said that the credit belongs to the person who is in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who knows the great enthusiasms, who spends himself a worthy cause, and if he should fail while daring greatly, at least knows that his place will not be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Each of you have certainly been in the arena, and you have spun yourselves a worthy cause, that of working to help make Alabama an even better place for ourselves and for future generations of Alabamians. We all must be in the arena together, as Democrats and Republicans, as elected officials and individuals, working to make sure that the changes which will occur in the next 4 years are changes for the better. Thomas Jefferson said that he knew of no safer repository for the ultimate powers of government, but with the people themselves, and that whenever the people saw things that were so far wrong as to attract their notice, the people could be relied upon to set those wrongs to right. It is clear that change will come, yet whether those changes in government will be for better or for worse in large part depends on us as elected officials and as citizens. The citizens of Alabama have seen things that are wrong and want those wrongs to be righted. They want a conservative government, one that does not waste its tax dollars or squander our economic potential by allowing the state to become a hazardous waste or nuclear waste dumping ground for the rest of the country. They want a government that has the people's interest at heart and not simply at the heart of government a few powerful special interests. They want a government that speaks for them, the people on Main Street, not just for the people on Wall Street. They want elected officials to come down hard on the child abusers and the child pornographers. They want government to treat criminals like criminals and to treat the victims of crime with compassion. They want those people who are put behind bars to stay there and to work as hard for their food, shelter, and clothing as you and I have to work for ours. They want a government that is just, that is equal, that's fair, and that's blind to color, to social and economic and political status. They want elected officials that they can be proud of, people that are just as good, decent, and honest in government as the people of this state. I hope to make you proud of me as Attorney General. I want to work to help make Alabama so attractive that business and industry will want to locate here, creating job opportunities for your children and for mine so that they can live and raise their families in this great state the same as you and I have had an opportunity to do. I hope to make Alabama prosper economically by helping to make Alabama safe. Safe from the drug dealers and the narcotics peddlers whose greed for money helps to destroy the lives of thousands of Alabama children each year. I want to work with you, Governor Hunt, and with my friends in the House and Senate to send one clear, unequivocal message to the drug dealers, and that is if they want to stay out of jail, they better stay out of Alabama. I pledge to work with you, Governor Hunt, and I hope that and ask that you work with me and the members of the House and Senate toward a goal of having drug-free schools by the end of this decade. My wife, Lori, and my child, Dana, serve as constant reminders that as Attorney General, I'll have an opportunity not just to prosecute to the fullest possible extent, but also to work to protect citizens from becoming victims and to promote the victims of crimes and to promote their interest. I pledge today to work as hard as humanly possible to build a program, a model program that will be second to none in the United States for the victims of crime. Dwight Eisenhower, at the end of World War II, said that politics, like war, is too important to be left just to the professionals. For us to be successful as elected officials, for us to accomplish our goals, for us to fulfill our campaign promises, for us to set those wrongs to right, for me to be the best Attorney General that I possibly can be, we need you, the people of Alabama, to stand in the political arena with us. Thank you very much.
Remarks from incoming Attorney General Don Siegelman.
Taking the oath of office of Lieutenant Governor now is the Honorable Jim Folsom, Jr. The Lieutenant Governor-elect will be sworn in by his mother, Mrs. Jamel Folsom.
Jim, place your left hand on the Bible, your right hand. Jim, your father and I, Governor Folsom, are very proud of you. I, Jim Folsom,
I, Jim Folsom,
solemnly swear that I will support
solemnly swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue
so long as I continue
a citizen thereof,
a citizen thereof,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and honestly discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter,
upon which I am about to enter,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
I love you.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
And remarks now coming from Lieutenant Governor Jim Folsom.
Governor Hunt, Governor Wallace, distinguished dignitaries, the platform, members of the legislature, all constitutional officers, members of the Public Service Commission, my fellow Alabamians, I today give humble thanks to Almighty God and you, the people of this great state, to my friends and my family, my father, my mother, everyone involved in my pursuit of higher office, for this great day and this great honor that is being bestowed upon me. Today, the governor will outline his program for the next quadrennium. And I, like all of you, will be listening to that program. I pledged you my firm commitment in working with all state leaders and with Governor Hunt and the state Senate, all of the legislature, for the common good of Alabama. In the campaign of '86, the progressive themes that were echoed throughout this great state showed that there was a firm belief that this state was on the verge of an era of progress and economic prosperity. I still believe that those themes that have echoed over this state for the past year can become a reality. I believe that we can have an educational system in this state that is second to none in the South and in the nation. I believe that we can bring new jobs and industry to this state that will make this state a better place to live for all Alabamians. I, like Attorney General Siegelman, believe that we can make Alabama drug-free, that we can have laws that make it very difficult for the drug pushers and make our streets safe. And I'm sure that we will prosper under his leadership. I, like Governor Hunt, believe that it is time for all Alabamians to join hands in unity for the common good, regardless of political affiliation, regardless of belief. We can work for the common good. I sense that we are on the verge of that era of economic prosperity, and I give great thanks to all of you who supported me in this campaign of '86, to all of you who helped me. I pledge to the state Senate my commitment to work with you, and I have the undying belief that the next 4 years can herald a new era for Alabama, and I look forward to working with all of you. I want you to know my door will always be open to all Alabamians. I look forward to the challenge, and I believe firmly that by the grace of God and the confidence bestowed upon me by the people of this great state, that we will persevere and we will achieve the goals set out in 1986. Thank you.
Jim Folsom, Jr., echoing a number of the sentiments of Don Siegelman and talking about the cooperation regardless of party lines, but a lot of people say that's going to be tough.
Yes.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to take the oath of office of Governor of the state of Alabama, it's my privilege to present at this time the Honorable Guy Hunt. He will be sworn in by Chief Justice Torben.
Rest it right there where you won't have to. Governor-elect Hunt, throughout the ages, an oath has been considered to supply the strongest hold on the conscience of man. It is a pledge of future conduct invoked in the presence of God, the security of which is found in the character, the integrity, and the fidelity of the declarer. It requires the office holder to perform the duties of the office faithfully, honestly, and to the best of that person's ability. It is my privilege and pleasure to administer this solemn oath of office to you on this occasion, and for that purpose I will ask you to raise your right hand pointed towards heaven and to repeat after me the oath of office. I, Guy Hunt, solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Alabama so long as I continue a citizen thereof. That I will faithfully and honestly discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations to you. Congratulations.
I don't know if it's appropriate, but the chime sounded just as he said, "So help me God."
Yes.
Now here's the inaugural address by Guy Hunt.
Mr. Chief Justice, members of the judiciary, distinguished members of our congressional delegation, Lieutenant Governor Folsom and our other constitutional officers, members of the legislature, all our dedicated state employees, my fellow Alabamians. My wife, Helen, and our family thank you for the great honor you have bestowed upon us. We pledge you our absolute commitment to keep your trust and confidence by providing our state with an administration dedicated to honesty and integrity, so that in the future, not only will the Alabamians be able to say we're proud to be from Alabama, but people everywhere, when they meet an Alabamian, will say, "You must be proud to be from Alabama." Today is truly an historic day. 126 years ago, just a few short steps from where I stand, on the spot marked by that famous bronze star on the top step of our Capitol, President Jefferson Davis took the oath of office of the Confederacy, and a short time after, the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, took the oath of office of the Union. Thus began the struggle that divided us as a nation for 4 years and continued to divide the South and our own Alabama for over a century and a quarter. Leaders like General Robert E. Lee and more recently Dr. Martin Luther King, whose birthdays we celebrate today, and my predecessor, Governor George Wallace, are three of the principal leaders who have played historic roles in this great conflict which has afflicted our nation and our state. Each of these three leaders, along with thousands more of our people, have paid a grievous price in this struggle. Dr. King paid the supreme sacrifice, and Governor Wallace, your sacrifice will be forever remembered by all Alabamians. Now today have we arrived full circle. Now today have we arrived at that long-awaited moment in Alabama history, the moment when we have finally put to rest the forces that have divided us in this terrible struggle. Now today, after 126 years, can we join our sister state as a true partner in our nation, a nation in which all men are created under God. Now finally, may all Alabamians join hands across our state and say in a single voice, "We now are one Alabama." Now shall we move together in unity, each bearing our rightful share of one common responsibility. Together, unified, there is no problem we cannot solve, no obstacle we cannot overcome, no heights we cannot reach, as we strive together toward our rightful place in the sun among the states of our nation. This is indeed a new day in Alabama. First and foremost on the agenda of this new day will be to see that government is more responsive to the needs of our citizens, that government will be more effective in doing the job our people demand, that government will be more efficient so that people will know their hard-earned dollars are being used wisely. Toward this end, we will move emphatically to work with the legislature to reform our election laws so that never again will we face the intolerable situation we faced last summer. Alabama expects, and we will present reforms to our election laws to ensure justice and fair play to all our citizens. We will vigorously pursue a major review of our entire executive branch of government. We will employ leaders of industry and labor, outside consultants, and our own diligent state employees to study the consolidation of departments and agencies, to make more effective the lines of communication in the decision-making process in all branches of government so that our people will have prompt and reasonable responses to their problems, and so that our citizens will be assured that unnecessary waste and duplication is eliminated. Only by streamlining government can we expect the people of Alabama to provide the necessary support we need to solve the real problems we face in education and in providing needed social services to our citizens. I will not forget the needs of those cases of mental illness, mental retardation, child abuse, poverty, the elderly, all of whom will constantly be upon my mind and heart. As I have said many times, the foundation of our administration will be revitalization of our efforts to produce more and better jobs. This only can be done by revitalizing our efforts toward the economic development of Alabama. I will not forget those of our society who do not have jobs and opportunities, and those who want better opportunities. I intend to bring together the most ambitious, most dedicated, brilliant minds of this state to provide for an economic revolution so that our young men and women will not have to leave Alabama to find opportunity, and our sons and daughters who have left may return home. There is no greater service which can be performed than to create jobs, and there is no greater joy and pride than that shown upon the face and in the heart of a person who is earning his own way, a person truly sharing in the wealth of America. First and foremost, I wholly commit myself personally to this revitalized effort of economic development. I personally will spare no effort to go any place at any time, to meet with anybody, to carry the message throughout our nation and abroad that Alabama is ready, willing, and able to do what is necessary to achieve a new plateau of economic prosperity. I will urge our state legislature to be conscious of the importance of encouraging the expansion of our existing industries and to attract new industries to Alabama. In this connection, I will adopt as a major element of our program of economic development the Alabama Reunion Resolution passed last year by the Alabama legislature. The Alabama Reunion program will be conducted under the Alabama Development Office and will celebrate the pride and heritage of all Alabamians. The Alabama Reunion will be a true homecoming to all Alabamians living outside the state and will be the spark that fires our program of economic development. We will reorganize the Alabama Development Office and the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs and provide these agencies professional leadership to better coordinate the functions and activities of these two agencies so that all our tools and resources available for economic development will be utilized to the fullest extent possible. I will not forget the family farm, a place of joy in watching crops grow, the smell of the soil as it's turned in the spring, the hardships, the hopes. I will call together the movers and shakers of the farm community I will not stop or be turned back until we have restored hope on the family farm. More profits, not more debts. For America to be strong, we must be able to make a profit on a family farm and be able to encourage our young sons and daughters to become farmers. I will do everything within my power to find more and better markets for our farm products in the U.S. and abroad. We will give greater attention to our growing urban areas, including a determined effort to increase the quantity and quality of air transportation to better serve our state. Finally, we will include all our efforts under one strategic plan, which we feel is essential to coordinate not only the efforts of state agencies, but our institutions of higher learning, our business and industry, our local development organizations, the TVA, our Alabama Docks, and the Tennessee Tom Authority. We will leave no stone unturned to make clear that the business climate of Alabama is second to none. Our first step will be to cooperate with the legislature in adopting meaningful reform of our laws relating to lawsuits involving personal injury and property damage. We need, and I pledge my full support to a program of tort reform. We simply can no longer afford to lag behind other states in creating a system of civil justice which is equitable to all parties. I pledge to you my full support to achieve this goal. Essential to our revitalization of economic development is assuring our children of the best education available. As I come to this great moment in history and in the life of myself and my family, I will not forget the upturned eager faces of our young with a spirit of optimism and yearning to learn with a desire to have a better day, a better tomorrow. Because of you, our most precious resource, I will do everything I can to bring the forces of education together, to bring together, not divide, to make the hard decisions, to debate any adversary, to remove any obstacles so we can take pride someday in having the best, most effective education system in the world right here in Alabama. I will dedicate this administration to removing education from partisan politics and special interests. My administration is committed to long-range education planning on the state and local level to make sure we have the resources and funds needed to meet our educational requirements. We no longer will accept the Band-Aid, stop-gap solutions of the past. We will take all steps necessary to improve the quality, not only in our elementary and secondary education, but of our institutions of higher learning as well. I am committed to taking those hard steps necessary to ensure our children the highest quality of teaching possible, including a reasonable evaluation program of our teachers and administrators. We know the people of Alabama will insist that we elevate the quality of our education before they will support any new funds for education. We will move at full speed to see the quality of our education programs is second to none. I have promised in the past, and I promise now, we will not even discuss whether there is any need to raise taxes until Alabamians are convinced we have put our governmental house in order. We shall immediately move to a serious study of our tax system so that we might submit at the earliest feasible date a meaningful and just program of reform of our tax system. We must move towards increased participation from the local level to fund our governmental needs, particularly in the area of education. We must and we will take the steps necessary to ensure justice in our tax system. We are, Governor Folsom, committed to an all-out war on drugs in Alabama. And Attorney General, I will not forget the drawn face of a mother whose son or daughter has been lost to the terrible ravages of drugs. So I pledge the full force of this administration to win the war against the drug pushers. Let every drug pusher know if they're caught selling drugs in Alabama, they're going to jail for as long as we can hold them. We will not have drug criminals making profits on the broken lives of our young Alabamians. One of our first priorities will be to mount a statewide program to enlist our young people from every corner of the state to rally behind our president and our first lady in one simple cry: say no to drugs. Finally, I know all Alabamians join me in our love of the beauty of our streams and rivers, our hills and fields, and our mountains and coasts, as well as the enjoyment of the abundance of game and fish within our borders, all of which God gave us in plenty to treasure. I pledge we will hold our great natural resources in trust, so that even as our present generation enjoys our outdoors today, the beauty and wealth of our state will be preserved for our children and grandchildren. I will never forget that I'm not a master, but a servant of so great a people as this, that I will always remember my trust in God, His wisdom and guidance, and I will use every ounce of mental and physical strength I have, and I will never abuse the power you have put into my hands, for I pledge to you that I will use this power for the benefit of this great people, not for any selfish or personal motive. As your governor, I say to you from the bottom of my heart that I have no ambition other than to serve you well with honesty and integrity. With your help and with divine guidance, I will make you the best governor Alabama has ever had.
And that is the inaugural address by Guy Hunt, to be followed by a 19-gun salute. So don't come out of your seat, Ingram, in just a moment.
Spoke about 15 minutes, followed his text all the way. No ad-libs at all.
And there's the, I guess we could call it the official theme song.
Alabama Bound, I believe is what that is.
I want to see the expression on the crowd when that first volley is fired across the hill over here. Might not be a bad idea to watch some of the photographers, too. I guess you could probably call this the Guy Hunt's I Will Not Forget speech.
Yes.
That's the premise for each of his major segments.
He touched all the bases: education, underscored notices until it's absolutely certain that they're needed, more than needed.
When he said that he was convinced that the people were convinced that the governmental house was in order, I believe is the way he put it. I think we can stand by now for the, here's the first one. Still have a benediction again.
I believe Governor Wallace is leaving now. The band has come up, and he is being escorted back to it.
Are you counting?
No. A trivia question during the 21-gun salute. What's his full name?
Guy Hunt.
Isn't that strange? Even you don't know. And
Well, I got the biography in front of me.
They don't even mention it. And when he ran for the state senate in 1962, his name on the ballot was Harold Guy Hunt.
Huh.
Guy is his middle name, and he is always gone by Guy, but his full name is Harold Guy Hunt. But I have not seen Harold used anywhere. But he was a candidate for the state senate in 1962. came close to beating Senator Harlan G. Mutt Allen, who is well remembered in these parts. He beat Senator Allen in Winston County, the Republican stronghold, but lost in Coleman by about 1,000 votes.
Okay, the jets, the flyover, I assume this is by the Air National Guard. Here they come up Dexter Avenue. This should get the crowd's attention also.
Yes.
Perhaps a little bit of the plaster in the Capitol building.
It might.
There they come in formation.
Here come the jets.
And they should be going up over the Capitol.
Could I have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, we now will pause as Mr. Jack Crittenden of the Hun Transition Committee strikes the Liberty Bell on the south end of the Capitol as part of a national service in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Now, we're waiting now for, as they say, the Liberty Bell to be struck on the south side. That would be to the left as you're facing the Capitol. Oh, I beg your pardon, to the right.
To
as
the
you're
right,
facing.
sir.
Yes,
Yes.
we're backwards here. We obviously are not going to be able to see that because of the Capitol Hill here, but this is again part of the ceremony honoring Dr. Martin Luther King. Governor Wallace is...
Much has been made of it, Bob, and what a coincidence that we observe Robert E. Lee's birthday, as Governor Hunt mentioned.
Now for the benediction.
And Dr. King on
Call on the
the same day.
pastor of the Frazier Memorial United Methodist Church of Montgomery, the Reverend John Ed Matheson.
Let us pray. Oh God, we pause this morning to thank you for the great opportunity of living in the great nation of America and the great state of Alabama. For these elected officials, I pray your special blessing. As the prophet Isaiah said, I will do a new thing. May we experience newness of life in our personal lives and in our state. And I pray that in the next 4 years, Alabama might enjoy unprecedented peace and progress and prosperity. This we ask in the name of your Son, our Lord and our leader. Amen.
And now I'd like to introduce you to the young lady who will be narrating the inaugural parade for you, Linda Cardwell, WBMG-TV, Birmingham. Linda?
Okay, and as you can see, that takes care of the official operation from the podium. I believe this is the first. I don't remember a narrator for
this
the...
is new for me, and I've been here.
Also.
This is it's number 10 for me. I came in 1950, and I've seen them all since.
Governor of Alabama. The parade is on its way. It'll be here in just a moment. We have 103 entries in this year's parade.
Okay, 103 entries. Apparently we lost one.
Lost someone.
we have 104 on our official listing here. Some of the other things that you and I were talking about in reviewing Guy Hunt's speech. Just made a few notes. He talks about election reform, and he made a direct reference to what we endured last summer, talking about the Democrats.
Yes, I was not totally surprised that he mentioned election reform. I don't think there's any doubt that some changes are needed, but to be perfectly candid, he is here today because of the mess last year. I don't think that's being unkind to say that
Montgomery Mayor Emery Palmer tells
most
me that
probably a Democrat would have been elected had it not been for the Democratic mess. But nonetheless, he did hit that rather hard that we must have election reform, and I think most Alabamians would agree with him.
I think that a couple of other interesting notes. He was talking about a consolidation study.
Yes.
Immediately, state employees who are watching this and listening to his remarks perhaps are wondering what kind of consolidation we're looking at.
That means they may be kicked out, or they think it means that. I don't really. He has insisted that he's not going to have a freeze of hiring and not going to be any massive layoffs. But when he uses the word consolidation, it's got to make some of them a little uneasy. I think most state employees know that if a governor wants to cut back on state workers, attrition will get it. There is an incredible turnover in state government, about 20% a year, people resigning, quitting, whatever. And if a governor really wants to cut back, and I don't know what his plans are, he can do that without firing a soul. He can just not hire people when vacancies occur. But as you say, Bob, when he talks consolidation, I'm sure a lot of state employees home today observing the holiday got a little nervous.
Also, he talked about, and this is something that he's taken action on already, and that is a consolidation of the Alabama Development Office and the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs.
Yes, he's devoted a whole lot of time to that. Of course, he is perceived, and he is a candidate and the governor of the business community. He feels that this is a step needed to streamline and improve the effort of the state in attracting new jobs, and that's, let's be honest, it's an obvious thing to say, but that's the answer to most of our problems. A broader tax base, more taxes being paid rather than necessarily raising taxes, and I think this is going to be one of the major efforts of the Hunt administration.
He also talks about farmers. He says that he wants to try to keep the young people on the farm, trying to give them a reason for staying there, and obviously in touch. He feels like he is in touch.
I was surprised he didn't get a little more personal in that. He hit it heavy, but quickly. Of course, he is of the farm. He grew up on a farm. He graduated from high school and had a scholarship offer to Alabama, academic scholarship in journalism. He could be up here today if he'd have just gone on. Who knows? And you would have been up there. No, but instead he went back to he stayed at the farm. He is of the rural Alabama, but again he gave encouragement and hope to the farming segment, which has certainly suffered a great deal in recent years.
And he also talked about the subject that probably will be the most controversial early on, and that is tort reform.
Tort reform.
The catchphrase that he's used consistently has been meaningful tort reform. Now, I'm not quite sure what meaningful tort reform is.
That gives him a lot of latitude, a lot of room to work. Certainly, that is a huge issue in the eyes of the business and the industrial community of Alabama. They see that without tort reform, industry will not come to this state for fear they'll be sued and really suffer great damage in the courts. And certainly there have been some judgments that would cause them to think that. But this will be the dominant issue, I suspect, in the first regular session of the legislature.
And it's going to be tough. You're going to have you have a new lieutenant governor coming in Jim Folsom Jr., who has no legislative experience. Right. And it's going to be tough for him, I'm sure.
Yes, it will be. It's going to be a difficult. The honeymoon, if there is one, it's going to be short, I suspect.
Very short-lived, I can imagine also. In education, he talked about making education in Alabama the best in the United States.
In the world?
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
in the world.
I didn't want to take it quite
the universe.
But he talked about a reasonable evaluation for teachers, which means to me that perhaps he doesn't think that the teacher evaluation program, the career ladder, perhaps is the way to go.
I think he's got his finger on the pulse of a lot of people who are really persuaded that there are some incompetent teachers in the classroom, and they need to be weeded out before the other teachers are rewarded for the good job they do.
Okay, the parade is starting. Let's take a look at the first units coming down the street.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural parade for the Governor of Alabama, the Honorable Guy Hunt. Leading off today's parade is the Maxwell Air University Honor Guard. It's a four-member color guard from the Alabama Army National Guard's 20th Special Forces Group. The national and state colors are flanked by two guards. The guards symbolize protecting the freedoms and ideals of our great state and nation.
We're not going to have a whole lot to add to what Linda Cardwell as the
Next is an entry near to our new Governor's Park.
I think you and I know a great deal more about it than she does.
She's got the same book we got.
Holly Pond, population about 600, one of the smaller hometowns of a governor.
Represents 1/3 of the
and they're saying
student
that this is a third of the student body right here, which means they've got about 300 students.
Yes. Throughout the state and surrounding areas. The drum major is Judy Hill. The director is Wes Maddox.
Have you been to Holly Pond?
Never been.
Nice little community. You have to be going there to get there, truly.
Yeah.
You go up old 79, the old Birmingham to Huntsville Highway, and take a left right north of Cleveland in Blount County, right over, it's quite near Arab. It's much closer to Arab, my favorite name town in Alabama, than it is to Coleman.
We can always tell the story of how Arab got its name, but that's a...
We can always fill with that. They're proud of their band, and they're even proud of their basketball team. They're ranked number 6, I believe, in the state this week.
I was telling our sports department that we needed to keep a close eye on the rankings of Holly Pond every week when we give the high school rankings.
Absolutely.
Because there will be one family that will be extremely interested in it. Here's the first float that's making its way down, and very colorful indeed.
Yes.
Let's see. This will be Coleman County. And saluting the native sons, as it says here, a new day for a new Alabama.
It is appropriate that the very first float hails from Coleman County, home of Governor Guy Hunt and Lieutenant Governor James E. Folsom, Jr. The float reflects Governor Hunt and Lieutenant Governor Folsom's handshake of unity in working for a new day, a new Alabama. A Wallace State Community College musical combo under the direction of Robert Bean will be playing upbeat music along the parade route, singing Amazing Grace, Governor Hunt's favorite song. Is the Wallace State Community College Singers.
That's one thing we haven't touched on, really, is the fact that...
Beauties gracing this float are Miss Wallace Community College and Fair Queen representatives from each of the 8 high schools located within the county.
I understand the music's going to play, but the fact that Guy Hunt, very, very strong into his church.
He's a
an elder.
licensed minister.
Yeah.
And has a church in Holly Pond.
Okay, let's take a listen now. Very nice, very nice.
We call it, being a Baptist, that's the national anthem of the Southern Baptists.
we go from, I was about to say, we go from
one extreme to the other. I did a little research, Bob, talking about Governor Hunt being an ordained minister. And the best I can determine, and I'm sure my historical type will find another, but William J. Sanford was a licensed Methodist preacher, although he practiced law, and that's a combination we could do something with. If his tombstone says, "Here lies a preacher and a lawyer," they say 2 people buried there. But
doesn't look like there's room for 2 people. We also have a lot of national news media in town today, something that we haven't mentioned. I was noticing all 3 major television networks are represented here, and of course radio and television stations from all across the state of Alabama.
Well, on the early morning Today Show on NBC, of course, mention was made of our inauguration, but they focused not on Hunt, but on the end of the Wallace.
Yes.
And understandably, he is the national figure.
The Auburn University Band is making the turn down Bainbridge Street. Let's pick them up, and there's Avi leading the way.
Truly, that band is almost as big as the population of Holly Pond. I mean, it's an enormous band.
That'll bring some mixed reaction, I'm sure.
Yes. I'm reluctant to say who is here and not here today. I have not seen our new U.S. Senator, Shelby.
No, I was saying the same thing. I checked the reviewing stand.
I don't think the entire delegation is here. I've seen Sonny Callahan, the Republican from Mobile, and Bill Dickinson and Tom Bevel. Perhaps others are here. I would be reluctant to say they're not.
You know, this is a lot of folks from North Alabama in this crowd today, and perhaps they don't have the allegiance to Auburn that we had 8 years ago.
Yes. I see on the reviewing stand, Bob, we mentioned how proud Jamel must be. Well, Marcia's father, John Guthrie, a former member of the legislature, himself a candidate for lieutenant governor, is present here today.
It was a twist of fate.
Yes.
Walt Disney World. Directors are Johnny Vinson and Tom Canova.
I understand that Miss Alabama is with us.
Riding next in the Corvette convertible donated by Capital Chevrolet is Miss Angela Callahan, Miss Alabama. Miss Callahan represented the state of Alabama in the Miss America pageant and was a top 10 finalist. She is a junior at Birmingham Southern, majoring in political science.
We're heading up to Birmingham now. Vestavia Hills is coming down the way. Colorfully attired in red and black.
I'm not sure how they selected the order after Ali Pond and Coleman.
I didn't really see a sequence involved in going
I didn't either. I tried to...
Chief John Wilson, Montgomery Police Department, doing an outstanding job.
The Vestavia Hills High School Rebel Band. The award-winning Vestavia Hills High School Band has consistently received superior ratings in state and national competition. The band is directed by Ted Galloway with Joe Terry as the assistant.
I believe we're going to hear this song an awful lot today.
I think you're absolutely right. Montgomery County float coming into
Capitol Dome.
The Montgomery County float is decorated to honor our state's capital. Riding on the float are 6 chamberettes from the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce, dressed in antebellum dresses. Montgomery is proud to serve as the capital of Alabama.
I can't help but be reminded of Bill Graves' great line about the dome. He said, when you elect me, that dome ain't no dome, it's a pie. And if you vote for me, I'm going to give you a piece of that pie. So there goes the pie.
And that dome's in a little bit better shape than the one here today.
Our next entry is the Troy State University Sound of the South Marching Band.
This band very close to George Wallace, of course, with Wallace's ties with Troy State University.
One of the great bands, Johnny Long. He loves the brass.
As you will hear in a moment, I'm sure Linda will tell us that they have played in 3 presidential inaugurations.
200 members and is directed by Dr. Johnny Long. The band has played for 3 presidential inaugurations and has been heard each week on public radio for the past 7 years.
Okay, this is Shelby County headed our way, and they're throwing things into, not at
the #1 county in economic growth, excellence in education, and family recreation, proudly honors those who contribute to its unsurpassed quality of life as it leads the way for the state of Alabama. Shelby County's commitment to excellence and a prosperous future for its citizens was demonstrated in its support for Governor Hunt by giving him the largest winning percentage of any county in Alabama. A whim-doozy of a county joins a whim-doozy of a governor in plotting an 8-year course to bring Alabama to the top.
Of course, Shelby County is the bedroom of Birmingham now of the more affluent people, Republicans, and they certainly did give Hunt a massive victory in November.
Well, let's go to our book here and see who this is. Must be
Tuskegee, I thought so. Tuskegee University Band.
The Tuskegee University Band. The 90-member Tuskegee University Band is proud to represent Macon County in the inaugural parade of Governor Guy Hunt. The band is under the direction of Mr. Warren Duncan, with Dr. Benjamin Payton serving as the university's president.
It's always interesting listening to a parade like this because you get to hear each section as they go by.
Yes.
You get to hear, especially when the bass horns go by.
Approaching the reviewing stand is Alabama's Our Little Miss Baby Petite and Alabama's Living Doll. Samantha Lewis is the 3.5-year-old daughter of George and Judy Lewis of Birmingham. Samantha holds not only her Alabama titles, but also world titles in Our Little Miss. She wants to wish Governor Guy Hunt much love and support during his next 4 years as our leader for our great state of Alabama.
Next unit's going to be coming down, Bob. It's the Alabama Institute for the Deaf and Blind.
Yes.
The Alabama School for the Blind. They have a band, a musical group on a float. Got quite a wrestling team up there, too.
Yes, they do.
The Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind Band.
Wonderful, wonderful facility.
The Alabama School for the Blind Band was established in 1933 by Mr. Eugene Landreth, a graduate of this school. Since that time, the band has appeared in numerous parades and concerts, not only in the state and southeast, but also the lead band at the Lions International Parade in New York City. The band is presently under the direction of Mr. Ray Speakman, a 1959 graduate of the Alabama School for the Blind.
Well, Geneva County made it. This is a combined band.
The Geneva All-County Band.
Slocum, Geneva, Sampson,
The
Hartford,
band
and Coffee
consists
Springs.
of selected players from Sansom High School, Geneva County High School, Slocum High School, Geneva City High School, and Coffee Springs High
Did
School.
you play in the Geneva
The
County
band
band?
is under the
Not in
direction of
Geneva
Bob
County band.
White,
That's in
Larry
Hartford.
Smith,
I'm sorry?
Stanley
Geneva High
Martin,
School.
and
You
Larry
did, yes,
Baxter.
that's right. And what did you play?
I was a trumpet.
The
How
band
about
will
that?
be performing a rousing rendition of that great old Southern classic, Old Man River.
I even know who did this arrangement, but that's a whole other story.
Their uniforms don't match. I just realized they're different bands.
Hey, right, the all-county band. And they've done Geneva County proud. They
And
certainly
how
have.
appropriate that right after your home county is my home county, Cherokee.
Now we know the order. It's interesting, they put all the flutes and piccolos in the very back of the band. I wonder why. I guess since they carry so well,
Yes. As I mentioned earlier, Bob, Cherokee County was created 150 years ago.
The next float salutes
86, but they're
Cherokee
ending up
County's
their
sesquicentennial
year-long
and new administration.
sesquicentennial observation. It was my honor to be invited to speak to the kickoff in the center a year ago this month.
You were there for the first one, right?
Absolutely. Oh, that's
Cherokee
not
County in northeast Alabama has just completed a year of sesquicentennial activity. Cherokee County's parade entry today emphasizes their Indian heritage, the present agricultural and manufactured products, as well as the area's outstanding mountain and lake scenery. All Alabamians are invited to visit the land of Cherokee, home of Weiss Lake, the crappie capital of the world.
Right now, is there a lot of Indian influence, seriously, in Cherokee
That's
County?
where the Cherokee tribe, one of the major headquarters, yes, was right outside of center.
Many,
By-
many Indian, what would you say, descendants still
Yes,
in the area?
quite a few of those. As a child, hunting arrowheads, you know, you could just pick them up everywhere. It was a great sport. I loved it.
Great story.
Yes.
The Spirit of Satsuma High School Band from Mobile County.
They buried the last chief, and he requested that he be buried standing up, facing the Coosa River, where he
Under the direction of
lived.
Mr. Danny Doyle.
And Alabama
the
Power
Satsuma
built
High
a
School
dam and
Band
rerouted the
has
river.
received
He is looking
superior
at just a
rating
little
from
mud
a
hole
fencing
now.
class at the
Kind of
Deep
sad.
South Marching Classic in Mobile.
Maybe we ought to start a drive to get him turned around.
Move him to the canal that they dug. Satsuma, Mobile County.
This is a traditional configuration with the basses on the back here.
The Satsuma High School Band has the most diversified band in the county, in that most members of the band are in the Mobile Youth Symphony.
And we're going down to Woodland, Alabama, up in Randolph County.
Yes.
Woodland High School Marching Band from Randolph County.
We forget, Bob, we're so old, but this is a thrill for these kids.
Oh, absolutely.
They've been looking forward to this for months.
In only 9 years of existence, the Woodland High School Band has progressed from a small group of private students practicing outside under the old oak tree to a polished performing ensemble in a modern band room. The perseverance and dedication of the Woodland High School Band boosters and the Woodland community have made the band a reality.
tough piccolo part in that Stars and Stripes.
Yes.
And we're going to go back down to South Alabama now with the next float that's coming along. It's Mobile, Alabama, the Azalea.
Southern Belle.
Right, the Azalea Court.
The beautiful ladies you see approaching are the Mobile Azalea Trail Court.
Very, very colorful. Project of the Mobile JCs, they say.
Yes.
And you don't go and buy these dresses off the shelf, I wouldn't think.
The Mobile Azalea Trail Court serves as the official hostesses for Mobile and Goodwill ambassadors for Mobile and the state of Alabama. The court has just returned from one of the most ambitious appearances in its 57-year history, participating in the Toys on Parade Christmas celebration in Santa Ana, California. The Mobile Azalea Trail and Festival is a project of the Mobile JC.
Very nice, very nice.
Very nice.
They all have their fans and they... Oh, I beg your pardon. I thought they had fans there for a moment, but they have their parasols. I thought perhaps they would do the blushing Southern Belle. Okay, let's see. The bands make their way in front of the Capitol, and then they swing actually back behind us and down Dexter Avenue.
Bibb County High School band is approaching.
It's a young band, by the way. And in case you're keeping track at home on your scorecard, we are at unit number 18 of 104.
And you have to believe the Major Reds are a little chilly.
Yes. The purple pride of Bibb County High School Band. Superintendent Howard Williams. The organization is unique in that the average age of the band members is 13.8 years old. They have received numerous awards, including state champion majorettes for 8 consecutive years, and the 1986 winner of the All-American Music Festival in Orlando, Florida.
Bullock County is our next entry. A lot of greenery coming on that float. Yes. I noticed that the speaker's platform, everyone is standing. Yes. I wonder how long that's going to last.
I would imagine the governor will stand throughout. I think he will have to do that.
Our next float is from Bullock County and it's called The Host with the Most. Union Springs, located in Bullock County, was incorporated in 1844 and has a population of 10,520. Hunting,
Bob, what is missing
fishing,
today
camping, and enjoying the beauty of field and forest from horseback are still a part of the fabric of life in Bullock County.
We don't have any of that as yet, and I don't think we
will.
will.
With the most for outdoor recreation. The float is sponsored by Bullock Memorial School, one of our finest education institutions.
Now that's a cute play on words. Excited about a great hunt. How about that?
Greg Pugh, Lee Mahaffey, and Ken Hall.
And the good folks over in Bullock County. Oh, the Homewood Patriot Band is coming up next.
Yes.
We have the Panther that's also entertaining in front of the speaker's platform.
Well, now, who does the Panther belong to? Is he with part of
The
Homewood?
Homewood Patriot Band.
And these kids have just gotten back from a very, very big event. I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more about that in a moment. They were officially representing the state of Alabama. That song.
Sorry.
Step to the rear. And let our women lead the way.
The Homewood Patriot Band from Homewood, Alabama is directed by Pat Morrow.
I thought it was Alabama bound.
And Cindy Wade. The Homewood Band represented the state of Alabama in the 1978, 1981, and 1986 Macy's Thanksgiving Parade and the 1983 Tournament of Roses Parade in Pasadena, California.
Okay, I understand our next photo is from Tuscaloosa.
Governor Guy Hunt. A tribute to Governor Guy Hunt from the men and women of Tuscaloosa County's agriculture, industry, institutions, and service corps, with a special recognition of his partnership with Japanese industries in Narashino City, Japan. The participants on the float are Japanese and American students in Tuscaloosa City and Tuscaloosa County schools.
The next band is bound to get a big round of applause from all of the folks from North Alabama.
Yes.
The University of Alabama $1 Million Band.
You know, we talk about Alabama, Auburn, and their allegiances, but it's a fact that North Alabama is, you'll find a lot more Alabama fans.
Yeah.
And of course, Montgomery, the Auburn city, and it is.
Football team. The Alabama Band is the most televised in the nation.
And where did they get the name $1 Million Band?
That's $1 million to buy the uniform.
No, some famous radio man one day in describing it said, man, they look like $1 million.
In her third year as director of the $1 Million Band, Catherine Scott Calhoun is the nation's only female director of a major college marching band.
We have an earthbound helicopter on the way down now.
I don't believe all the Alabama band is here today. It's about 90 members. I just counted them, and it's much larger than that.
Maybe this is their traveling unit.
Yes.
Dale County is next, and appropriately, with a helicopter.
Yes.
And a Michelin tire man.
Our next float is entitled Dale County is on the Move. On the float is Chris Thompson. He's the United States Farmer of the Year. The Michelin Tires man is also aboard the float. And the H-13 helicopter. The float driver is Paul Thomas, president of Triglass Industries, with Daleville Mayor Gene Hughes assisting.
I
The
can
float
remember
was
when
built by Sam Shaw and Gene Dunlap, with money from our sponsors listed on the float.
I remember when Gene Hughes was a state trooper. And years ago, when I was in radio, long time ago, that helicopter looks very familiar to all the guys who've gone through training at Fort Rucker. And of course, that's the first one they get a chance to learn to hover. Okay, let's take a look down the street now. Baldwin County is next. And Baldwin County's band has decided to stop and entertain the folks on the north end, or I should say the south end of Bainbridge Street here. Get a very interesting sound effect now with the bands to about 3 sides of us now.
Approaching the reviewing stand is the Baldwin County High School Marching Band.
Very interesting now. We see all of the high school bands with their mascots, much like the university.
The marching band has received all superior ratings at marching competitions around the Southeast.
The best-known bit of trivia about Baldwin County is that it's the largest county east of the Mississippi River.
I had no idea.
You didn't know that?
I've trivia.
Obviously, it's by far the largest county in Alabama, but it's the largest county east of Mississippi. It's about 125 miles from the north down to the Gulf Shore, and across to Fort Morgan. State troopers hate it.
It's a lot of territory.
It's incredible.
With drum major Liz Forehand leading the way, this Baldwin County band will be attending the All-American Music Festival in Orlando. The auxiliary sponsor is Miss Judy Genesis.
There's one of our first non-motorized units.
Yes.
This is also from
Baldwin County salute to Governor Hunt. Baldwin County salutes Governor Guy Hunt and the new administration. Riding the float is the Baldwin County Junior Miss and the Dogwood Trail Queen and her court from Fairhope, Alabama. The horses pulling the float are from Foley, Alabama.
Phil Snow were here. He could tell us what kind of horse that is.
Yes, I just know that they have 4 legs.
They look like junior Clydesdales is what they look like. And more from southwest Alabama.
No, sorry. Fairview is Coleman County.
Oh, Fairview. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Fairhope. I beg your pardon.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
The Fairview Aggie Marching Band from Coleman County.
I've seen a number of people standing around here this morning with Fairview Aggie jackets on, so they'll get a cheer as they go by, I suspect.
The Fairview Aggie Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Steve McClendon. The Aggie Band has consistently rated superior at marching competitions for the past 8 years. They are the Class AA winners at the Hoover Invitational Marching Festival from 1984 to 1986, and the 1982 Most Entertaining Band at the Coleman Invitational.
Now, that's a good old Democratic tune. Happy days are here again.
We're not about to be overtaken by a military coup here. This is the representatives of the Alabama Army National Guard.
Festival in Tennessee. They placed third in the parade, and in 1985, they placed second in the parade and third in the concert. Before you is the 20th Special Forces. They're from the Alabama Army National Guard's 20th Special Forces Group in Birmingham. They represent the more than 24,000 members of the Army and Air National Guard throughout Alabama. The members of the Alabama Guard are dedicated to their mission of preserving our country's freedom and protecting the lives and property of the citizens of Alabama.
Okay, and we're along to Unit 28.
That's on the Coleman entry.
Is there anyone left in Coleman County?
Also from Coleman County, the Hensville High School Band.
Their majorettes are dressed
Under the direction of Captain Weiner, this award-winning organization is very active in both marching and concert festivals and contests. In the spring of 1986, they received Best in Class at the Smoky Mountain Music Festival.
And for those of you who are tuning in for our regular noon newscast, as you can see, we're live at the State Capitol building, bringing you continuous coverage of the inauguration of Governor Guy Hunt. We'll be here right through Unit 104 a little bit later on this afternoon. Of course, we'll be back with our noon newscast tomorrow. And picking up with our regular schedule of programming also. But we are here for the duration of the inaugural parade.
Miss Ruth Marie Terry is Miss Alabama Teen, 1987. The 16-year-old junior at Robert E. Lee High School holds a number of titles and is active with the March of Dimes.
It's a classic LeSabre automobile.
Yes, it is. Beautiful. As is the young lady.
I understand we're
Again,
going to
from
Coleman County again.
The West Point Warrior Marching Band. The West Point Warrior Band, directed by Becky Rogers, received all superior ratings at 3 marching contests this fall and were class winners in the Greater Birmingham Festival. The band won its class in the concert competition in the Smoky Mountain Music Festival. And last spring, the band placed 3rd in parade competition.
I believe they're playing If I Love You.
Well, I'm not going to play Name That Tune with you. I'm sorry.
Outdoorsy-looking float.
Clark County.
Governor Guy Hunt obviously enjoying the music.
Yes. I'm sure some people must be marveling at the number of bands from Coleman, but Coleman County is a very heavily populated rural county, as is most of North Alabama. It's different from down here. And, I think we have 8 or 10 high school bands from Coleman.
Connecting the Black Warrior River to the Tennessee River, the waterway bars traffic from the Gulf of Mexico to the Mississippi Basin.
Notice all the security people are keeping a close eye on this young man.
Yes.
And we're getting close to home now.
Rat ball. And another very outstanding high school band.
The Pride of Prattville High School Band.
Very colorful
The
flagpole.
1985-member Prattville High School Marching Band has established a tradition of excellence. The band performs frequently for school and community activities in Prattville and competes in marching contests all over the state. The Pride of Prattville has received straight superior ratings for the last 4 years. And this year, the band was the overall winner of the Southland Band Classic in Enterprise.
Stepping very lively, and again, they're dressed a little warmer as far as the flag and flagpole is concerned. But this is a lot more bearable than I thought it was going to be. I don't know, we're
not that unpleasant. It could have been so much worse.
I just realized that's the University of South Alabama's Jaguar.
Yes, he's been out here for a few minutes, getting a lot of airtime.
A lot of influence of drum and bugle corps in bands today. You don't hear the traditional cadences that you used to hear years and years ago. Now it's more in line with what you'll see in the competition. I believe this is Camp Hill, if my eyes don't fail me.
Marching is the Silver Rifles Drill Team and Colonial Color Guard from Lyman Ward Military Academy.
Lyman Ward, Republican candidate for governor in 1946 against Jim Folsom. Didn't get enough votes to count, about as many as in this unit. But that was with Republicans and getting many
Guard
votes.
is commanded by Cadet Jeffrey S. Bowers of Decatur. Its equipment, including serviceable muskets, are replicas of original items from the colonial period. The Silver Rifles drill team has participated in the Dozen Peanut Parade, Birmingham Veterans Day Parade, and numerous holiday parades. Future appearances will be the Mardi Gras, Auburn, and Fort Rucker competition, and the Talladega 500 race. It is commanded by Cadet Jamie Cifuentes of Guatemala City, Guatemala.
And all the folks down in Dothan know that that is the National Peanut Festival Parade. They
The Fort Payne High School Wildcat Marching Band.
Well, they should have the group Alabama with them.
I was about to say.
I'm sorry.
That was very good.
The Fort Payne High School
my home's
Wildcat
in
Marching
Alabama.
Band was selected to perform at the 1985 Winston 500 race parade. Last year, the band represented DeKalb County in the Mobile Mardi Gras and received recognition as one of the outstanding bands performing. The band, drum major, color guard, and majorettes were rated superior at the DeKalb County and Sand Mountain Marching Festivals this past October.
Now, that sounds electronic. I don't know how they're
don't believe that's our band.
Well, there's the battery-powered amplifier and the keyboard going by.
I've never seen that before.
Nice touch.
Yes.
Very nice.
Elmore County.
Another one close to home.
Yes.
And the lovely ladies on the float. That's one of the bigger trucks that's been pulling a float, too. Good
From
size truck.
Elmore County, proud heritage, promising future. Elmore County's rich history since its formation in 1867 ranges from Indians to industry. Of its 659 square miles, over
former
19,000
anchorman,
acres
Jack
of
Venable,
water,
also a
and
newspaper
provides
man, also a
electricity and
legislator,
recreation
taking
to
pictures
nearly
of his
50,000
constituents.
I thought you were going to say he was driving this truck.
No, he would have if they'd wanted him to.
Got to get that newspaper printed, right?
Absolutely. Oh, he's going to use a whole roll of film on that one.
The Fayette County High School Pride of the Tigers Band. Directed by Mr. Jerry Bobo and Mr. James Hall, the Fayette High School Band has participated in 30 consecutive Alabama State competitions and has earned 26 superior and 4 excellent ratings. Last year in Toronto, Canada, the band won the concert band competition in Class A.
Oh, what a colorful band.
The band is 160 members strong.
That's a big band.
It's the most flutes I think I've ever seen in a band. Must have been 30 flutes. Or flautists.
Representing Walker County, the Walker County Centennial Engine 100. The Centennial Engine 100 from Dora, Alabama, is the only black fire truck in the southeastern United States. It includes state-of-the-art equipment and is painted Centennial black in honor of its city's centennial anniversary on August 1986.
That, of course, is in Walker County. I don't know if we heard that mentioned.
Oh, yes.
And Chilton County coming up.
One of the Fayette people gave me a signal as he went by, 355555. That's their zip code. It's a very unusual zip code, and he knew that I knew it. It's an easy one to remember.
But, okay, I was about to say that it is.
35555.
And this...
Chilton County?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the fire truck just made its salute as it turned the corner.
Yes. Approaching the reviewing stand is the Chilton County High School Band.
And their majorettes have on capes.
Chilton County Band made superior ratings at the Central Alabama Marching Band Festival.
This is the Jemison High School Band, Blue Regiment.
Also from Chilton County, the Jemison High School Blue Regiment from Jemison, Alabama. The Jemison High School Band is playing the state song, Alabama. They made superior ratings also at the Central Alabama Marching Band Festival.
Very nice, very, very sharp band there. The drum majorette in tails. Comes one with twin stacks right now.
The approaching float represents the Alabama State Cinderella Girl pageant winners for 1986-87. The State Cinderella Girl pageant is part of an international scholarship pageant for girls ages 3 through 18. The overall winners are Justina Scott, Michelle Duke, Jennifer Bentley, and Danielle Stepp.
All right, this is Claiborne County we'll be approaching momentarily.
Cleburne.
Oh, excuse me, I've always said that. And you,
There's
I know. Okay, Cleburne. I apologize.
Everybody down here says Claiborne, but it's Cleburne.
Okay.
It's a neighbor of mine. That's why I'm so firm on this.
Oh, mean. But again, you said something earlier that struck home with me. This is such a big day for these kids.
Oh,
they're getting to come to the inaugural.
Did you ever watch it one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did too.
In 1963, when it was so cold.
Would you believe that?
The 180-member band approaching is the combination band of Cleburne County and Ramburn High School. Cleburne County is nestled in the Appalachian Mountain foothills on Alabama's eastern state line, midway between Birmingham and Atlanta. Cleburne County is represented today by the marching bands from its two high schools, Cleburne County High School and Ramburn High School. Under the respective direction of Mr. Gary Harris and Mr. Tom Moore, these bands are consistently awarded excellent and superior ratings. Today's performance is a contemporary gospel selection entitled Shine On.
to mention our band came down to an American Legion convention parade, and something happened to my trumpet, and I could play only one note. And I marched down Dixon Avenue playing one note. I wasn't about to miss the parade. Bobby one note.
With one valve, you could have played at least 4 notes.
It was all locked. It was locked. The valves wouldn't work.
About bands, we got one coming in just a moment down from Enterprise, Alabama.
Pretty fair band.
I'm telling you, Bill does a great job with that band down there, and the whole town supports it, and it's an amazing thing to see.
I don't believe the Enterprise band is here. I think it's just their drill team.
Drill team.
But you're going to hear a great band after that one. Emma Sampson and Gadsden. Yeah. World class. One of the great bands.
County is the Enterprise High School JROTC drill team. The girls drill team is under the command of Cadet First Lieutenant Cindy Keel. The boys drill team is under the command of Cadet First Lieutenant Charles Lunsford.
Something so neat about that precision, you know? Very, very sharp. Sorry we didn't get to see the band. And as you said, we're going up to Gadsden, Alabama for the next float now. A lot of people call it Samson. I've heard them call it Emma Samson. I guess it's coming off the M's in Emma.
She led General Forrest across the creek up there to whip up on the Yankees. It's one of the big monument honoring her in Gadsden. And Alabama and Auburn fans will say hoorah because...
The Emma Sansome High School Marching Rebels from Etowah County. The Rebels have been a 3-time winner of the National Band Championship, and they are 6-time winners of the Greatest Band in Dixie contest. Marching Rebels are under the direction of Darius Wilkinson, with Gina Albert as drum major.
I was going to say, Emma Sampson sent Gene Phelps to Alabama and Freddie Wiggin to Auburn. A couple of pretty fair football players.
I was about to say, at least we got one going each way.
Yes.
Okay, after Emma Sampson, it's Muscle Shoals, the Shrine, and Frisky Freak, it says here.
They're a long way from home.
Yes, they are. Quite an impressive limousine there also.
The Quad Cities.
Here come the guys on motorcycles. That'll get the crowd back.
Can you name the Quad Cities?
No.
From Colbert County, it's the Muscle Shoals, Shriners, and Frisky Freaks.
Florence, Muscle Shoals, Tuscumbia, and Chaffee.
Thank you.
Yes, used to be the Tri-Cities, but Tuscumbia said, hey, include us. So.
I can tell you about Malvern and Pecota and places.
Geneva County. Okay.
The Shrine Organization consists of York and Scottish Rite Masons who have dedicated their spare time to helping burned and crippled children. This effort was put forth to help parents who otherwise were unable to financially afford the care. The treatment at their 19 orthopedic and 3 burn hospitals, the outpatient care and transportation to and from such is 100% free to every child under the Shrine care.
Hey, Bob. How y'all doing?
Notice the troopers are giving them plenty of room here also.
Yes. Do you suppose they rode them all the way from Huntsville, Colbert County?
Hopefully they got a couple of big trailers.
I hope so.
Now wait a minute, you talk about the crazies now. Here come the guys on the go-karts. I think our Jaguar automobile may get run over.
Good. I think some of the troopers are going to give a ticket when they get through. And I think maybe they should.
They're getting ready to circle their wagons now, I'm not sure. We've got the...
Montgomery's finest are going to put a stop to this, I believe.
Apparently we've got some sort of a medical problem up the way there, the rescue squad coming by, the firemen. Look at this little car. Did you see that go by?
Right.
As you can see, we're live at the state capitol with the inauguration of Governor Guy Hunt. And we'll be here through the conclusion of this afternoon's inaugural parade. Cahaba Temple of the Shrine. These guys have a great time everywhere they go.
They sure do.
No question.
They have a ball.
I guess it's a way that the kids can come out and all the grown-ups.
From Fairfax in Chambers County, it's the Pride of Valley High School Band. Valley High School Band is making its second appearance in the inaugural parade. Over the last 5 years, the band has won over 50 awards for its marching and performing accomplishments.
They look very dapper this afternoon.
Yes, they do. make tubas like they used to make.
Well, that's just a different type of tuba.
Okay. I've seen very few of the great big ones. They don't.
I mean, sousaphones and tubas and marching tubas and concert tubas. Now check this out from Lowndes County. Talk about an interesting float and the size of the animal inside there. We've got a shot
Our
of it
next
there.
float is from Lowndes County and is entitled Our Pride is Growing. The proud people of Lowndes County would like to congratulate Guy Hunt and wish him smooth sailing on the ship of state. They say their hopes and prayers are with him. This float represents the industry in agriculture that is helping Lowndes County and the state of Alabama to grow.
Look at the turkeys on there. I don't know, did you...
That's the way he feels about it.
Big Black Angus just sat down and said he's going to ride the rest of the parade. And back up to Jefferson County.
From Jefferson County, the Huffman High School Band.
Not hearing a whole lot out of them yet because they're just slightly out of range coming down the...
The 150-member Huffman High School Viking Band takes great pride in performing in the 1987 Inaugural Parade. The Viking Band is also performed for President Reagan and for the Atlanta Falcons and has won many awards throughout the Southeast. It is directed by Clifford Winter.
This is really unique, this whole idea of a parade for the inauguration. You did a little research on that and found out...
I called all over the country. I was surprised. I thought every state did it, and none of them do it. They thought we were idiots. You couldn't believe we had parades. New Jersey, I mentioned, has an unusual program where the governor by himself walks from his office to the State House, down the street. And the crowd, if they want to be there, can watch him walk down, and then he's sworn in.
From Morgan County, the Good Luck Float. From the cities of Decatur and Hartsville and Morgan County comes a float bringing a message from Governor Hunt's neighbor to the north, the history and tradition of Commodore Stevens Decatur, the tourist and recreational opportunities represented by Miss Point Mallard, and the bright future of our area as represented by student council presidents from across the county. They all join together to say good luck to Guy.
And there go the metallic balloons making their way up into the early afternoon sky. And what a beautiful day it's turned out to be.
The Andalusia High School Bulldog Band.
All right, Covington County.
The Andalusia High School Bulldog Band has been recognized as one of the most outstanding musical organizations in Alabama and has garnered many
that all the folks that are watching down in Covington County enjoyed getting a chance to see the Andalusia High School Band. Andalusia, one of my favorite towns down there. Beautiful little town, certainly.
Andalusia.
Yes.
Great, great town.
Some beautiful buildings down there, and houses.
From Dallas County, the Odyssey of Mind. Two things of importance produced in Selma and Dallas County are paper products and the minds of young children. The Selma-Dallas County float is a replica of a sailboat and represents both. It is made primarily of wood and paper from some of the 1986 World Finalist Odyssey of the Mind team members. These students compete each year in a creativity problem-solving competition. The float suggests smooth sailing for the Hunt administration, and the children are looking forward to a creative hunt in the solution to governmental problems.
And that was a unique float. Very,
yes.
Very nice. And now, Red Bay, Alabama. Yes. Tell me about the Bay.
75-member Red Bay High School Marching Tiger Band.
Well, you're almost in Mississippi when you get to Red Bay, I'm telling you. In fact, I followed a candidate for governor over there one day, and he got lost and campaigned in Mississippi.
Did you get any votes?
I don't know, but he got a great response. Did you get any votes to Alabama? A.W. Todd, he should have known better. He was from that area.
The Red Bay Tiger Marching Band is proud and honored to represent Franklin County in the 1987 Inaugural Parade. The Red Bay Band has attended many parades and marching competitions. It was selected to play at the opening of the 1986 Northwest Alabama State Fair. They will also attend the Marching Band Festival at Six Flags this spring.
And Red Bay's most celebrated son is...
You got me. Go ahead.
Van Tippett, the great place kicker in Alabama.
But of course.
Oh, man. Alabama fans know Red Bay. So do a few of Alabama's opponents.
And we've got a very large catfish making his way down Bainbridge. And this is coming from Greene and Hale counties.
Sponsored by Greene and Hale counties, the next float is from the West Alabama Catfish Producers Association.
How big would
The
the
West
fillet
Alabama
be?
Catfish Producers Association was formed by catfish farmers of West Alabama who were interested in promoting the catfish industry. They represent about 150 individual farmers and related businesses. It is their goal to promote orderly marketing of catfish and improve the bottom line of fish farming. That's a big fish.
That is a big fish.
And now T.R. Miller from Bruton. And this marks the halfway point.
Halfway point.
This is Unit 52.
The award-winning T.R. Miller High School Band from Escambia County. The T.R. Miller Band is led in the parade by drum major Christina Tyler, with Johnny Folsom as band director. The school banner is being carried by the band director's two daughters, Amy and Kelly Folsom. With its 4-year string of superior ratings on the field, the Miller Band is a consistent class winner of marching competition.
They ought to be called the $1 Million Band today. They sounded terrific.
Sounded great.
Johnny Folsom, an old friend of ours from the band in Geneva for a couple of years, did a splendid job there.
That's a great band. Play pretty good football down there, too.
small train mounted on a float. And let's check this one out. Let's see. We're talking about Barber County.
Barber County.
County of Governor.
The train for progress. Barber County's contribution to the parade is a beautiful float with a replica of a train representing a train of progress in agriculture, industry, and tourism.
Who could argue with the beauty of Barber County?
It is
Lake Eufaula.
Lake Eufaula, the beautiful homes, especially in Eufaula, but just a great county.
Operate dual county governments there.
Yes.
As in like
Several
Coffee County does that.
St. Clair.
Here's
From
Butler
Butler
County.
County, it's the fairest of the fair. Butler County, founded in 1819, proudly salutes Governor Hunt and the state of Alabama with its beauties and vintage autos. Miss Valerie Watford, Butler County's fairest of the fair winner, and also junior Miss runner-up, is being chauffeured by William Kelly of Greenville, driving his 1955 Ford Thunderbird.
Where does Austin Healy come in?
Oh, yes.
Is it that thing?
Porter Ramsey and his 1957 Austin Healy present to you Butler County's junior miss, Jennifer Cummings. As the camellia is the state flower, the young ladies are fittingly holding bouquets of camellia blooms grown in Greenville, the camellia city.
You think he'd take a couple $100 for that Austin Healy?
I or that T-Bird, for that matter.
T-Bird was beautiful, too.
It was beautiful.
And now we're, the combined bands of Marion County are coming up, making their way down. The crowd's starting to thin out a little bit now,
Yes.
Bob.
I imagine standing on the concrete, footsteps are getting a little cold.
I was glad to hear that Chris's Hot Dogs is open down the street in case. I think our crew is headed down there.
Approaching is the combined bands of Marion County. The combined bands of Marion County are a combination of Hamilton High School, Marion County High School, Winfield High School, Phillips High School, Hackleburg High School, and Brilliant High School.
All right, I got one for you. Who's from
The
Hackleburg?
students were selected by nominations from the band directors of each school.
Sonny James, the country music singer. Sonny James.
I've never heard of Sonny James. I've never heard of Louie Louie, whoever's coming into town next week.
He's probably never heard of you either.
I know. This is new. We've never had combined bands before. I like it.
The combined bands of Marion County are under the direction of Mike Smith, David McDaniel, Ron Sellers, Larry Brooks, Ken Engel, and Nikki Cantrell.
Sonny James.
Yeah.
St. Clair County High School Band is approaching the reviewing stand. Directed by Larry Greenwald, the St. Clair County High School Band has made superior ratings at all contests attended. It will be the only band playing at the Southeast United States POW Awards in May. The drum major is Miss Darlene Perrin.
Another good sounding band. And the ambulance has just left the area near the bleachers. We certainly hope that there's nothing serious there. The medical problem being taken care of. And now we're going back down to South Alabama, Henry County.
Appropriately for the 1987 inaugural parade, The next float, sponsored by Henry County, is entitled The Hunt Express. The Hunt Express was built, designed, and decorated by Charlie Nidberg and Wyatt McClenney. Rolling down the track, our train represents the arrival of a new era in Alabama politics. Get on board the Hunt Express and enjoy the excitement and progress planned for the great state of Alabama.
A lot of work went into that one.
I'm telling you, that is beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. And Albertville is coming up.
Albertville, Alabama.
Yeah,
that's up close to home.
I was about to say, that's back in your stomping ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right next to Boaz.
I was interested to hear, by the way, this is talking about North Alabama. They were talking about snow for Wednesday in North Alabama.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get a little down here.
I doubt that.
We'll take it up with Rich Thomas a little bit later on. But this is a good-sized band coming up.
Oh, it's a great band.
And again, as we say, we are here for the duration. We will be here through Unit 104. And of course,
From
on
Marshall
tonight's,
County,
6
it's
o'clock
the
before we-
Albertville Aggie Band.
6 o'clock, we'll have recaps of all that's gone on this morning, plus
Representing the
lots of
city of
highlights from this
Albertville
afternoon.
and Marshall County, the Albertville High School Aggie Band is under the direction of Stacy Goss and Bob Killian. The 200-member band in red and black cadet-style uniform have won several parade competitions in recent years and have represented the state of Alabama in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. Today, they salute the veterans of our armed forces and our newly elected officials with a Marines hymn and Anchors Away.
They are really sharp.
They've had a great band.
Very sharp.
They've had a great band for years. A huge band.
I was about to say. Very nice. Very nice.
I'll re-enlist on that one, buddy. Some band.
I'm telling you.
One of the great ladies of Alabama government over there, Mabel Amos.
I see Mabel.
They're going to have a dinner honoring her later this month, and it's so deserving.
Absolutely.
She served about 10 governors.
There's not a job in state government that she hasn't done, I don't know.
No,
And Pike County.
From Pike County, Miss Troy State University, Amanda Orr, Miss Troy, Kim Ruddock, and Pike County's Junior Miss Jennifer Lavely.
Good-looking Mustang also. Now we're mentioning the cars and the beautiful, beautiful young ladies. Fort McClellan.
The Fort McClellan 14th Army Band. The Fort McClellan 14th Army Band hails from the fort located in Calhoun County. This excellent band is 20 members strong.
Compact, but good.
From Coleman County, it's the Vinemont High School Band. The Vinemont High School Band Band is directed by Charles S. Reed. The drum major is Byron Holloway. The head majorette is Suzanne Neal. And the flag corps captain is Laura Yates. The band consists of 48 members in grades 7 through 12. It's Angie Newton, their daughter, and also the alternate junior miss from Choctaw County, Miss Carmine Reed, junior miss, and Miss Beth Martin, also an alternate junior miss.
Susan Moore High School, Blount County.
Up next from Blount County, the superior sound of Susan Moore High School Band. Bulldog Band is composed of 75 members under the direction of Mr. Sean Carney and drum major April Hurst. This band receives consecutive superior ratings at 3 marching contests this fall.
Lamar County is coming up next.
From Lamar County, it's the Lamar County Homecoming Queen. Michelle Newman is the first homecoming queen for the new South Lamar Consolidated School. She is the daughter of Representative and Mrs. Max Newman. Miss Terry Walker is the homecoming queen for Lamar County High School. And Miss Loretta Cox was chosen as homecoming queen for Sulligent High School.
Talk about a big band that's coming around the corner. Look at this. This is Talladega County.
It's the all-star band.
How about 262 of them?
Oh, they should make a sound then. Sure, it includes Talladega and two high schools in Sylacauga, B.B. Comer and Sylacauga.
Right.
Approaching is the Talladega County All-Star Band, 262 members strong. They'll be playing My Home's in Alabama and a patriotic medley. The Talladega County All-Star Band is made up of band students from the Talladega City, Sylacauga City, and Talladega County school systems. Each of the 8 high schools has its best 32 musicians in its 256-member group.
I love the colors. I mean, the mix.
Another one with My Home's in Alabama.
Yes.
Slow but sure, Bob. That's what's coming. Check this one out.
From Jackson County, from farm to mansion. This wagon is being driven by Oakley Red Sharp of Scottsboro in Jackson County. The 16-hand high red two teams of matched farm animals. Sharp, a veteran of many parades throughout southern states, is a retired contractor and now runs a stock farm which boasts of a tamed zebra, also used to pull a buggy. Jackson County salutes Guy Hunt and is proud of a North Alabama farm boy who achieved his dream and made it to the governor's mansion.
And here's the guy that gets to follow along.
That's right.
The non-motorized
Clay
float.
County High School Marching Panther Band. Directed by Miss Connie Wilkes, the Clay County Band is making its first appearance in an inaugural parade. In the Prattville Heart of Dixie contest, the Clay County Band won best in class. The drum major is Miss Lee Ann Giddens.
One of the pom-pom girls didn't let a broken arm keep her from coming down here.
How about that? Hats off to her. Very nice. Just look at the instruments there. You can see the influence of the drum and bugle corps.
Yes.
As opposed to the traditional instruments. And DeKalb County is coming down the street, 70 members strong, and that's
Sylvania.
Right. And again, it's turned out to be just an absolutely gorgeous afternoon for Guy Hunt's inaugural.
Yes.
Nip in the air, but still very, very pretty as far as the conditions are concerned, because we had expected
The
a lot
worst.
worse.
The worst.
All the way from DeKalb County, it's the Sylvania High School Band. The Sylvania High School Marching Band is the largest band in the DeKalb County school system. The band has competed in 3 marching festivals this past year and received all superior ratings in each category of band, drum major, majorette, drill team, and color guard. Sylvania is located in northeast Alabama, atop Sand Mountain.
Talk about getting cold.
They know, that's always the coldest place. Valley Head is right next to it. Valley Head always has the coldest weather. I covered a rally up there one night in 62. I think it was 14 below.
Riding in the approaching band from Limestone County is Mayor Maurice Nichols, Limestone County Commission Chairman Gary Daly, Limestone Democratic Representative Tommy Carter, Probate Judge Mike Davis, County Sheriff Mike Blakely, GOP
We'll have to take her word for
Chairman
that.
Joanne Gant, State Executive Committee Member, and County Coordinator Dick Barker.
That's the first group of county officials that we've had.
Livingston University.
Yes.
From Sumter County, the Livingston University Band.
Another good tight.
Livingston is the 3rd oldest institution of higher learning in the state, led by members of campus Young Republicans and cheerleaders who placed 7th in the nation in Division II.
Doing flips on the concrete. I don't care for that.
University Band is led by Steve Bolstad as band director. Dr. Asa N. Green is president of Livingston University.
Yeah, Washington County Republicans.
From Washington County is the Washington County Executive Committee members.
And Pelham High School, I believe.
Pelham High School.
I believe that's
With 130
Shelby
members,
County.
the Pelham High School Tower of Power Marching Band is approaching.
good-sized band also, 130
Yes.
members.
The Pelham High School Tower of Power Marching Band is representing Pelham and Shelby County, which is leading the way in education excellence. Shelby County has been nationally recognized as having schools and teachers that are among the best in the entire nation. Shelby County, whose voters deliver the highest percentage vote in the state for Governor Hunt, is the fastest growing area of the state, home for any international company. Shelby County, a real whim-doozy of a county.
Whim-doozy's getting to be the watchword.
That's the word around here today.
I notice also even some of the businesses are picking up on it, calling
Yes.
sales whim-doozies. And if you're following along with your program
It's
at
the
home,
Pelham High School Tower of Power Marching Band.
number 72 of 103. So we're 31 away.
What a colorful unit coming down here.
It really is. Greens and golds. See, a good-sized band. The Troopers salute.
We neglected to mention earlier that Durham High School drum major Joy Davis is also a Walker County Junior Miss.
Ag Day, Dozier, Alabama, home of Jan Cook.
Ag Day in Dozier, Alabama is a salute to agriculture in Alabama. It's an annual event in which proceeds go to charity. This year's Miss Ag Day is Miss Amanda Dean, 11 years old. Little Miss Ag Day is Miss Deanna Briggs, 8 years old, and Petite Miss Ag Day, 5-year-old Miss Candy Bush. It's the McAdory High School Band of Gold.
McCalla, Alabama.
McCalla. After what
I know it.
you upstarts from South Alabama.
Look at us. I apologize.
The McAdory High School Band is one of the oldest bands in Alabama, having been founded in 1948 and holds a long tradition of excellence. The 1983 band was Alabama's official representative to the Knoxville World's Fair. This year's version of the Band of Gold received Best in Class Award at the Central Alabama Marching Festival.
And the Shriners
The
have made
Alcazar
it.
Shriners have 350 children in their program in a year's time. The Shriners transport crippled and burned children to hospitals in Greenville and Cincinnati. If there's a child they can help, they help.
Apparently have an affinity for Buick automobiles also. guys do a lot of good.
Oh, they do a lot of good.
You know,
I'm afraid they're perceived to be a fun-loving bunch of guys, but the service they performed.
They never say no either. And, you know, the neat thing about it is this year's fundraiser, when they sold Vidalia onions, terrific idea. And they sold a lot of onions. I think they sold about 18-wheelers full.
Yes. But when they take a child, they put the entire bill.
That's it. Nothing is paid for by the family. And as you can see, we've got the red automobiles, and here's the antique automobile that's on the trailer there. Here's a Corvair that's still running.
Looks like my first car.
The Alcazar Nomads. It says we're still both running.
Both still running.
And here come the guys on the bikes again.
I do believe if an automobile manufacturer would come out with rumble seats again, they would sell. Oh, they were great. Ever ridden in a rumble seat?
No, can't say that I have.
Man, you haven't lived till you lived in a rumble seat. Really rode in a rumble. It was just great.
A little airy back there.
A little airy.
And more of the hijinks of the motorcycle team from Alcazar Shrine. These are a little bit larger bikes than the last group that came.
Yes.
More of the Shriners and the Keystone Cops.
Perhaps he's been here with us all day. This is the first time I've seen General Smith, the new adjutant general over there. I believe that's Ivan Smith.
I'm surprised that the Alcazar Shriners haven't run out in the crowd and arrested anybody and locked them up and thrown them in there.
Don't suggest it. They might arrest.
Oh, me. Clay County Shriners. Some more of the guys with the go-karts. When the Shriners turn out, they turn out.
They love a parade.
Do you think they drive that?
I lost my wife.
Who's driving is what I want to know. The Alcazar Railroaders. That's a big entrance.
Yes.
Imagine riding down the road one night and seeing this guy.
Yes.
Oh, me. That's a view of all of the activity as you look down Bainbridge. Conecuh County coming into to view. And the view as they leave our area, moving down Dexter Avenue. The parade this year. In years gone by, the parade has come up Dexter Avenue and around and back to Crampton Bowl, and this year they're going in the opposite direction.
They reversed it.
So we're coming in front of the Capitol, and then they are loading back onto their buses down at the Civic Center.
And we're going to be entertained by another good band in just a moment.
Led by the Conecuh County Young Republicans, it's the Pride of Evergreen High School Band. Evergreen High School Band has consistently been rated superior in both marching and concert contests for the last 5 years. In addition to appearing in the inaugural parade, the Bride of Evergreen will also participate in the Mardi Gras celebration in Fairhope, Alabama, and will perform at Disney World in Orlando this spring. Gold-silver classic country western. Some call it the Texas Longhorn, some the Denver Gold, the Gunslingers, the Golden Classic country western music car. The car is customized with hand-tooled calfskin from Laredo, Texas. The interior is graced with silver dollars, a $350 litter bag, 16 hand-engraved pistols and rifles, and a $5,000 silver saddle. Happy Hal Burns from Birmingham enjoys showing his car in parades and at other special events.
Cold Springs Marching Band.
From Bremen, Alabama, it's the Cold Springs High School Band. The Cold Springs High School Band from Bremen is under the direction of Rusty Parker. The drum major is Senior Lee Pinion. The Cold Springs Band is in its 5th year in Coleman, home to our new governor and lieutenant governor. Also from Coleman County, it's the Good Hope High School Band.
Very sharp.
Under the direction of Vanessa Middleton, the Good Hope High School Band has received superiors at 3 contests and also straight ones at district contests. The band has also been to state competition for the last 4 years.
Is coming up, Bob.
Approaching the reviewing stand is the Lee County Commission float. The Lee County float, with its center mural, reflects the county's major industry, higher education. The young people riding on the float are high school honor students from the 6 high schools in the county. The borders off the float reflect the major manufacturing jobs located within the county. Agriculture and agricultural research is also of prime importance in Lee County. The Lee County Commission gives its total support to the new governor and pledges to help make Alabama the greatest state in the Union.
And going back up to North Alabama again.
Back to North Alabama.
This is University of North Alabama.
It's the University of North Alabama Pride of Dixie Marching Band. From Lauderdale County, the band is directed by Dr. Ed Jones, with Assistant Director Tom Risher and Drum Major Jenny Martin. The Pride of Dixie serves as the official host band for the NCAA Division II Championship game held in the Shoals each December.
Formerly Florence State Teachers College, way back yonder.
Some lovely young ladies.
Yes. Dangerous looking helmets they're wearing. I'm telling you. Good man.
Excellent, man. You don't sit on your hat, that's for sure. You don't.
Space and Rocket Center Space Camp, the United States Space Camp Unit proudly proclaims Alabama's contribution to the scientific education of young people around the world at a facility available only in Alabama through the leadership and contributions of state and local government and the private sector. From Houston County, it's the Northview High School Band.
All right. Down from Peanut Country.
The Northview High School Band of Joseph is under the direction of John Christian and assistant directors Tim Gilley and Teresa Gilley. The Northview Band has 150 members and is marching today to a medley of John Philip Sousa marches. Northview High School is the newest sixth-day school in Alabama, being only 8 years old.
Quite a football team down there.
Yes, and I'm glad they're playing some John Philip Sousa music. Wouldn't be a parade without it.
Well, they played until they got here.
Yes.
The folks in Dothan that are watching want to hear them play.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Here we go.
Get the sound off and we'll get them playing again. Well, we'll just have to watch it.
Yes. It's a great looking band.
Very sharp uniform. Alabama State ROTC drill
From
team.
Alabama State University, it's the Alabama State ROTC drill team. The Air Force ROTC cadets from Detachment 019, Alabama State University, is composed of students from Alabama State University, Auburn University at Montgomery, Troy State University at Montgomery, and Huntington College. These cadets will be commissioned second lieutenants in the Air Force following graduation. Their motto, aim high. From Blount County, it's the Locust Fort High School Emerald Night Band. This is the Locust Fort High School Band Emerald Night. The band director is Mr. Alvin McKinney. Drum major is Miss Sheila Dorning. Emerald Night has received over 90 superior ratings in band competitions since 1980.
Followed by some young guy hunters there.
Our next float is from Tallapoosa County and is entitled Wishing You Success. Riding the float is Miss Angie Camp of Dadeville, Miss Alexander City Outlook. Angie is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. James L. Burson. Miss Jennifer Bailey, Junior Miss Alexander City Outlook, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Bobby Bailey. The float was constructed by Mr. Leon Baker.
Hey,
Tallapoosa County.
glad to see our Tallapoosa friends down.
All right.
And to Dora.
Got a
Walker
couple of
County.
grandkids in Tallapoosa County. I got to say something about them.
Absolutely. Fine folks.
Not to
From
mention a
Walker
daughter.
County, it's the Dora High School Band, the pride of Walker County. Presenting the pride of Walker County, the Nora High School Marching Bulldog Band. The pride of Walker County consists of 92 members and a 33-member color guard. This year, the band participated in 3 marching contests and received all superior ratings in each one.
Sensibly dressed.
Yes.
The warm-ups, I like that.
Some moms got involved in this.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Some more John Philip Sousa music. It'll be the all-time great song for marching band.
The next float is from Wilcox County and is entitled Tonic for a New Day. The economy of Wilcox County was dependent for many years on agriculture and related business. However, the production of forest products now accounts for 68% of the value of all crops produced in the county. With recreation afforded by the hunting of white-tailed deer and wild turkey, plus the boating and fishing potential of Lake Danley, recreation is fast becoming a mainstay in the economy. We'd like to announce that a pair of ladies' glasses have been found in front of stand number 1. If you'll approach the reviewing stand, we'll have those glasses for you.
Or you can get somebody to help you back.
It's the Laverne High School Marching Tiger Band from Crenshaw County.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Directed by Bob Sheehan, the Laverne High School Band is the only high school band to participate in both the Troy State and Livingston University homecoming festivities. The band has received excellent or superior ratings at every contest attended.
This is Pickens County, I believe, coming along here. Gordo High Grenadier Band.
From Pickens County, it's the Gordo High School Grenadier Band.
Playing Wipeout.
Grenadier Band is playing Wipeout, an old 50s classic loved
must
by
be
all.
reading this.
The band consists of students from the 6th through the 12th grade.
It says an old 50s classic, but it wasn't around in the 50s.
I don't recognize it. Somewhere, our friend David Housel is saying, there goes my alma mater.
How about that? What a great guy. Great guy.
Great guy.
Marshall Space Flight.
Our next float is from the Marshall Space Flight Center and is entitled North Alabama First in Space and Technology. The float is a 1/15 scale replica of the space shuttle and is complete with an orbiter, external tank, and solid rocket boosters. It is representing NASA's Space Transportation System and is denoting North Alabama and the Huntsville-Madison County area as the birthplace of the space program, with Redstone rocket continuing today with the development of the space shuttle and continuing into the future with the space station.
It's an awesome thing to see in person also. Just absolutely.
You've been there.
Yes.
So it must be a thrill.
It's unbelievable.
From Jefferson County, it's the Gardendale High School Rocket Band.
And the girls have on earmuffs.
Under the direction of Rick
Very
White,
appropriate.
the band this year is featuring a new dance team. They're preparing for participation in the Dogwood Arts Festival in Knoxville, Tennessee this spring. viewing stand.
Alabama's Junior Miss crowned only Saturday night here in Montgomery.
On the float today are Saturday night's winners of the Junior Miss pageant held here in Montgomery. The 1987 Junior Miss is Miss Haley Johnson of Jefferson County. The first runner-up is Lisa Lawley of Shelby County, and second runner-up is Miss Dawn Helms of Baldwin County.
Russell County.
From Russell County, it's the Chavala High School Marching Wildcats. The band is directed by Douglas July, with drum major Dennis Trotman. The band received first place last year in the Mobile Mardi Gras for best overall performance.
We got a steer coming down the way in a moment that's really logged some miles.
Yes.
There he goes.
Our next entry is from the Alabama Cattlemen's Association and Southeastern Livestock Exposition. The Alabama Cattlemen's Association is made up of 16,000 members from every county in the state. It's the largest state cattlemen's association in the nation. The association represents the state's $1.5 billion beef cattle industry. The Cattlemen's Association is represented by the Beef Wagon, which travels all across the state promoting beef.
Let me tell you something, the livestock exposition also is an incredible draw here from Montgomery.
It really is.
Bring in people from all over the state, and it's something that sells out year after year. The rodeo is something to behold also. A little high-stepping Tennessee Walker there coming down the way. A pair of them. Ever been to Shelbyville, Tennessee for the Walking Horse Championship?
Yes.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Beautiful animal. That
better slow down or they're going to overtake the other guys ahead of them. And as you can see, the afternoon sky is absolutely beautiful. It's blue. It's turned out to be a very, very pleasant day as far as the sunshine and no rain are concerned. And guess where? Coleman High School.
Coleman High School. I do believe there are more bands in Coleman County than any of us. We've seen them all, and they're all good.
This is a good-sized band, too, 110 pieces.
Oh, yes.
And we're
Here's a
at
band
Unit
that's
96
close to the hearts
right
of
now.
our new governor and lieutenant governor. It's the Coleman High School Band.
Jim and Marcia Folsom both applauding
And
as
Jamel as well.
as the Coleman High School Band
This
comes
past
by.
fall, the Coleman High School Band won the Best in Class at the University of Alabama Festival of Bands. The band has received awards at the Dogwood Arts Band Festival in Knoxville, Tennessee, and the Smoky Mountain Festival in Gatlinburg. The band is under the direction of Mr. Gary Taylor.
Good band.
Nice blend.
Yes.
Alabama International Motor Speedway.
Speedway is the official pace car. Miss Talladega 500, Susan Bailey of York, is featured. Alabama International Speedway is a leader in Governor Guy Hunt's efforts to develop statewide economic growth through tourism.
And on to Winston County.
The free state.
That's a whole story within itself.
Within itself. They were electing Republicans before you and I could spell the word.
From Winston County, it's the Free State of Winston Inaugural Band.
94 members and 5 directors, it says.
Winston County prays God's blessings on Alabama and this administration. This is the Free State of Winston Inaugural Band. The 94-member band contains musicians from every band program in Winston County.
Nice cadence. Responsible for the horses here.
Mobile County, it's the Mobile County Mounted Sheriff's Posse. The Mobile Mounted Sheriff's Posse was organized in 1957. It is dedicated to a love of horse, fellowship, and service to the community as an auxiliary to the Sheriff's Department. It is being led by Sheriff Tom Purvis.
This guy spent a lot of time keeping those horses looking as good as they do, and the saddles and the...
Are you a horseman?
I like them and appreciate them, but I don't know
From a
a lot
distance.
about them. Yes.
Yeah,
I love to ride.
Really?
But my hat's off to these guys. And right now we've got unit 100 approaching. So we're about 3 away.
3 away.
And at the conclusion of this, of course, we'll be going back to our regular programming. We'll be back at 6 o'clock with a recap on this and the activities that have been going on all day. Dedication of the State Administration Building in honor of Big Jim Folsom. Open houses.
It's been a good day.
It really has.
Good day.
And I think everybody agrees that it's there's a certain feeling of optimism, I think.
Excitement, optimism.
And these are the White Knights.
Yes.
The Marion Military Institute White Knights Precision Drill Team is representing the Marion Military Institute and the Army Reserve Officers Training Program, the White Knights. For the last 37 years, the White Knights have built their reputation on their superb appearance and exciting precision drill performance. In addition to today, the White Knights have appeared twice in the Sugar Bowl and Orange Bowl and at the Indianapolis 500.
Okay, they're coming back around to the
1987 White Knights are composed of ROTC cadets from 12 states, ranging from Florida to Montana.
Not easy to do without a cadence
No,
or
it really
without a beat.
The Marion Military Institute White Knights Precision Drill Team represents Perry County.
Turned out to be one of the longest parades in history.
Yes. When you see that done with bayonets, it's scary.
It's when you get to know who your friends are.
Real quick.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
A lot of hours of practice went into that. Salute to the governor and the White Knights of the area military. And the white spats, of course, making the feet stand out. Call for forward march. And we're now down to Unit 101. This is Monroe County.
Once again, there's a pair of ladies' glasses that have been found in front of stand 1. If you've lost a pair of glasses, please come to the reviewing stand.
Monroe County is on the move.
The theme of the approaching float is Monroe County is on the move. The float is divided into 3 areas, each one representing a major force in the economy of Monroe County. They are forestry, textiles, and agriculture. In the areas around the centerpieces of each of the sections are a few of the many benefits and products of forestry, textiles, and agriculture. Monroe County is indeed on the move.
And now the marching Southerners. Jacksonville State University.
Outstanding band. Jacksonville State's produced some great band directors, like the Johnny Longs. They were got into it early.
There's the Gamecock.
From Calhoun County, it's the Marching Southerners from Jacksonville State University. From this Northern Alabama school of 2,000 students, this marching unit of 160 is proudly representing Director Dr. David Walters and President Dr. Harold McGee.
And if I don't say it, I will be in trouble when I get home, since Edith is an alum. Go Gamecocks. And for all of the Gamecock alums in Montgomery, there's a lot of them.
That's right. State's on.
They, too, dressed
I
appropriately.
stand corrected. Jacksonville State University has 6,000 students.
I saw that in the program. I said, somebody made a terrible goof. 2,000 students.
No,
and that's the freshman class.
Probably have 2,000 music majors.
Yes.
And Unit 103. Baldwin County is fast approaching another mounted unit. I think we're going to get a serenade here for the...
I hope so. They're great.
they're getting into a concert formation here. The percussion.
If I know this band, they will blow the people up and they'll go back where the Jeff Davis Star is. You know, in the old days, here I go, the members of the legislature from each county would come down as their unit went by.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a nice thing, but a lot of them have left today.
Yeah.
They've gone to other parties. I was seeing Nellie home.
I'll pass.
You don't know. Oh, yeah, I could sing it, but I don't think our viewers are ready for it. I was seeing Nellie home. And Dinah's quilting party, I was seeing Nellie home. One of the top 40 in the 1920s. Quite a performance.
I'm telling you. Trumpet solo.
I should know the name of that, but I don't. And I knew you would. I knew Sing Nellie on, get with it.
telling you.
I'm telling you, that's heavy.
I want you to know when it comes to voting, after, although they did get a little extra time here, these guys are super.
About half of them in 15 years will be down here leading their own high school bands.
Reminds me a great deal of the way Troy State University has turned out.
Yes.
A lot of terrific band directors. Always been a great competition between Troy State and Jacksonville, especially when it comes to halftime shows. As many people were there to hear the bands, I think sometimes as were to see the football.
Marching Southerners from Jacksonville State University.
Jump open junior or
Yes, I was about to say that.
From Baldwin County is the Baldwin County Mounted Sheriff's Posse. The Baldwin County Mounted Sheriff's Posse was founded in 1961. It was organized to help the sheriff and law enforcement in the county. They have hunted escaped prisoners, lost citizens, and have helped with security, traffic control, and wrecked storm areas. And they have ridden in the Mardi Gras and other parades around the state.
And if my perception is correct, the limousines that are pulling up behind the mounted units here will be for Governor Hunt and his family, the official party.
This concludes our inaugural parade. The governor invites you to join him for lunch and a reception at Garrett Coliseum this afternoon from 2 to 5. Goodbye and enjoy your stay in the capital city on this inaugural day.
Well, that is it from here for our live inaugural coverage as Governor Guy Hunt has taken his oath of office and will become the next governor of the state of Alabama at 12:01 tomorrow morning. And a lot of things are going to be happening. Again, we will be recapping today's activities in tonight's 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock reports. We'll be going live to a couple of locations also. Tonight at 10 o'clock, we'll have more on the grand ball that's going to be held at the Civic Center here, and we invite you to join us then for all of that activity also. Well, that is it for Bob Ingram and for all of our technical staff and production staff that does such a fabulous job of putting all of this together. We say a thanks to you and to all of them out there, the folks that are behind the scenes. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tonight at 6 o'clock. Our regular programming is coming up in a moment.
Live from the state capitol, WSFA has presented complete coverage